Angel, can you just confirm for me that we have sound? Oh no, I can't reach the thing. There we go. I should have turned it on before I started. Well, hopefully now I've got. Oh, it moves. It's so weird when it, because I've just did like 2 or 3 laps just to make sure it was working, and it's so weird when it suddenly starts to move. But if Shaka confirms we've got sound, I will stick myself in the. See, it's things like this I don't. So this is a realistic simulation. So why, when I let go of the steering wheel, is it doing that? There's force, but real cars, if you park on a hill, the steering wheel doesn't start just to steer sideways, does it?
You hope not.
Well, I would very much hope not. As in, my car would feel possessed.
Huh?
Well,
I'm checking if sound.
And is there sound? Please say yes. It hasn't broken in ages.
I have not heard DJ's echo. I can hear only myself echo.
Yeah, that happens. I don't know why. I need to spend some time fixing it, but yeah, unfortunately, I can't hear it at this end. I can only hear it when I'm on the stream. Like, it doesn't happen here. Nothing I can do has that in it. So,
Yeah, I'm hearing DJ now.
Yeah. Come on, Oculus Rift, on you come. Just turned it off. Right, I'll be back in a moment. I'll be back in virtual reality. Ooh. Oh, yeah, your ping's for shit, by the way, Taz. This made no difference at all.
Figures. I've fallen off the track. Nice. Oh, goodness. Ow.
I keep forgetting I've got pass.
Really gotta slow down for that corner.
It's so good. So then I can pass through. Yes, I just up the side of my VR headset, and then I can see the world instead of the game.
Oh.
I keep
Isn't that
forgetting.
the thing you gotta double tap the side of it or something?
Yeah, but the thing is, I keep forgetting, and I keep just like feeling around for my drink. Instead, I can just go tap tap, so I can even see what I'm doing. It's really good. Like, you can genuinely see what's going on in
First DJ's car.
3D.
There we go. Huh?
We haven't finished the race, by the way. I've just stopped to give you guys a chance to catch up.
I keep flipping this car.
How?
I flipped this car off the map.
So I will reiterate this. Start braking 25% earlier for corners than you need to. You'll do so much better. Your lap times will go down enormously. Stop trying to come in very hot to a corner. You'll only screw up, and screwing up in a corner loses you a lot more time. As Lightning McQueen says,
That wasn't anything to do with a corner. I mean,
you fell off the world. You went too fast. You hit something. It was absolutely what it was.
yeah, with that one.
Yeah,
But the second time I wound up upside down was because I was trying to hit you to spill your drink.
Yes, well, don't do that, or I will ban you from the fancy new server.
quite frankly, that's hilarious.
Not for me. This is a new chair. I haven't got anything on it yet.
Still not.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting any packets from you, so this is actually worse, not better. That's the point. I don't think I get to set the packets per second. I did turn it right up before, on the basis that if we're only getting half your packets, getting twice as many packets sent might be helpful. Oh, you've just teleported. But yeah, your ping meter is just pinned. Press N. What does it say to you that your ping is?
And again.
Like,
1.0, 1.6, 2.1.
So you've got a shit router, don't you? Because fundamentally, and it's quite important, Discord works. And that's really important to note, that Discord, you're a bit lucky, but it works. But in this, I think it chucks away packets more than a certain age. And all your packets are queued up, so there's just very few of them making it through within the time frame available. Now, I don't think it's anything I can set in the live speed server saying increase the oldest packet time. But I mean, this game dates back to when we still had modems. Is it that old? I mean,
the 56K.
I'm trying to think. This would have been 2000, at least 2006. I would have thought. I broke my car.
I think I'm set up. And then DJ wins. Okay.
Oh, well, no, because I've been driving around for ages. Like, it took me. I started like 11 minutes ago. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything we can do because your internet is not that bad.
Depends.
No, it's really not because Discord works. This is the point.
I am guessing that I will improve my laptop.
11 minutes 38? I don't know. Well, I really broke.
Damn, this corner is tricky.
Slow down what? Slow down more for all your corners. Slow down half the speed you think you should hit the corners at, and then work your way up. From the bottom upwards, not from the top downwards.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do the map.
Go slower into every corner.
That doesn't help.
So, Jacques, we should probably discuss the rules. I feel if the person in front crashes or leaves the track, all bets are off. Or is AFK. Don't forget to turn the racing line on, Tad. And...
Oh, yeah.
This is the left-hander way on that side of the road. Follow the racing line. And are we allowed to overtake each other, Shaka, or...?
I guess it's easier if overtaking.
The race is you two fighting.
No, we
I'm just a mobile hazard.
Sai asked us to come to a gentleman's agreement, you're on the wrong side of the road, by the way, where we didn't overtake anyone during the first lap, which makes sense and should make for a more interesting race. Oh, nice, Shaka. 10.5 minutes off your lap time.
I bet you can't do that kind of improvement.
I cannot. Not without using my flux capacitor. Yeah, so Tad, now your ping's fine. It's high, but it's not stopping.
It's not unusable.
Yeah. I mean, I hope this makes a difference. I hope that me paying some money to the nice people means we actually get a better server. But I think live for speed is fundamentally chucking away your old packets.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How's the server going?
It's fine. Tad's now actually doing really well, but to start with, he was just pinned with no updates. See how long it lasts. As I said,
What sort of pings are you getting?
He was getting 2. I've got it off at the moment. As I was saying, fundamentally though, I think Liberty's chucking away old packets because his Discord is fine. And old packets would be better than no packets.
If with lag, it's fun though.
Wouldn't old packets make him go backwards?
No, packet's too old. That packet's from 3/4 of a second ago, I'm ignoring it. Even though it's the newest packet received, it still just goes, nope, it's too old. Live Speed has a window within which it will accept an update. But it should be taking the oldest packet, a newer packet, even if it's very old, just to stop Tad just stopping updates. See, Tad,
Well,
see
it
how
could
much
perhaps
slower?
guess. It perhaps could guess from the last packet where he is.
Well, yeah, but it's not.
It doesn't.
It's discarding it entirely.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
and makes him pop out of existence.
Yeah. Tad, you'll notice, by the way,
Need for speed stuff too.
I went much slower around that corner and didn't hit the wall.
So I guess it's this one called Lockdown.
It is, yeah.
Has it got no password?
Not for... it's got a host password, but no regular password. And I accidentally bought a 48-player server, but I think they deserve the money. Did you restart your router, or are you going to see if it goes
I
wrong?
did.
Ah.
No, I did. In fact, the fact that I don't sound like a robot is a good sign.
Yeah. Well, maybe you do sound like a robot, and I was just being polite.
I do not sound like a robot.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Incidentally, I can highly recommend the new Ghostbusters film. I haven't watched such a good film in a long time. Absolutely superb. Really,
I haven't watched the last one yet.
The 2016 one.
The all-female one, yeah.
Well, see,
You still got another lap, DJ.
I haven't stopped. The all-female Ghostbusters has one major issue with the phrase all-female Ghostbusters. That what's his name? Not Chris Evans, not Chris Pratt. Chris, who plays Thor?
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name, but I know who you mean.
Yeah.
The hulky
Chris Hemsworth.
Australian guy. Hemsworth.
Yeah, he absolutely steals the show. He is so good. He's genuinely amazing in that film.
Well, it's got Melissa McCarthy in it, isn't it?
Yes.
So I like her. She's funny.
Is she the fat one that just talks about wontons or is she the blonde skinny one?
She's the one. She likes to sort of shout.
Right, the fat one. Yeah, her
Have
entire.
you seen Horrible Bosses?
A long time ago. I remember Jennifer Aniston's in that.
Yeah, and the little guy, the short guy, he's very shouty. She's like a female version of him. Everything's just very they're just upset all the time.
Yeah. The problem is that Melissa McCarthy's character is I'm fat. The black lady's character is I'm black. The nerdy blonde one's character is I'm nerdy. They're very poorly written.
What? This sounds like a plot that I could follow.
But Chris Hemsworth is superb in his role, and he shines just wonderfully in it. But the new one,
Well, it's on
really
my list.
good. If you're an original
Please
Ghostbusters
turn
fan,
off.
you'll enjoy this.
Please turn off the forced cockpit view so I can turn on the.
Oh, I thought I did.
No, you didn't.
Well, okay, that doesn't mean that I thought I did. Is it /SCW or something?
Well, actually, put it this way: I can't. Pressing V changes the view.
Hold on, Tad has got the racing line on though, so
Racing line is not available. Forced cockpit view. Racing line is not available.
The number's 4, yeah. 4 racing line display is not available. I wondered what that
well, does anyone remember the
But it's-
command?
Well,
Message
here's
I
the
got.
thing, right?
Does anyone remember
listen,
the command?
No, but listen, it says forced cockpit view, racing line is not available. But forced cockpit view isn't on because you can press V to change to a different view.
Well, I don't know. I'm in VR, so I can't look much up. I can type anything, of course.
I vote drugs.
You vote drugs.
No, there's
Oh.
a Twitch streamer hailing.
Hey, Voltadrox. I apologise if I'm a bit slow. I mean, responding. It's because I can't easily look at the chat.
Yeah, can't turn on the racing line. Don't like it.
I don't know why not. What, Shaka, what about now? Because I'm in front of... Tad hasn't pulled away. I'm going.
Go.
I don't like.
No, I
Can you
see. I
make
need the
the
racing
exception
line.
cleanly?
Okay, so in the top left there's a map.
No, it's in the top right, and I also have it rotating, which is unhelpful. Yeah, I don't look at the map to decide which way to go. I look at the line
Really?
normally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to look at what you want me to type, I can probably type.
I'll Google this message. Force cockpit view racing line display is not available.
I will have to type it using my mouse. Because the pass-through isn't good enough for me to read my glow-in-the-dark keyboard.
Have you tried putting it very close to the camera?
It just sort of glows a bit brightly.
I can read my phone through the pass-through if I put it very close and turn the brightness down.
Oh, there's a smoothness
There is a smoothness.
on the command line options, and it's
That's just the packets.
where did it go? PP. Yeah, PPS for smoothness 3 to 6.
I know, just type in /PPS and see what happens. Our PPS is 6 currently.
Number of updates per second. So it's either receiving or expecting 6 updates per second.
Well,
I'm
if
not
you have
sure where
if you
that's
have
going.
issues, we'll try reducing that.
No, it's fine for now.
Yeah, but if you have issues, then we will try reducing that. I mean, I thought it was FCW, but
Maybe because the fact that we can change the view sort of implies it isn't on. Maybe something needs to restart. Did you change that option since loading this map?
no, I changed it when I set up the server before I hit host.
Different server.
No, I don't get for the driveline either.
Well, what is the command to toggle force camera view? And I'll just toggle it off and on. I just need to know what the command is.
Yeah, try force cockpit view.
Oh, force compact view. FCV.
Hmm. Oh, the command is FCV.
FCV.
FCV off.
Yeah, for force cockpit view.
FCV. Oh, right. It's yes and no. FCV. No. So apparently it was set to yes. Okay, try now.
Oh, it's not giving the error anymore. I'm too
There it
far
is.
away to see the line.
No, that works.
Cool.
Thank you. A stupid message. Oh, yes. There it is. Okay, go!
Oh. That was /R.
I'm winning. No, I'm in second place.
And I'm marvelous at myself for not overtaking.
There we go.
I guess I should do that.
Oh yeah, 3.5 minute lap.
There we go.
Oh, my ping was less than yours for a second there. That's a first.
Yeah, yours looks good. Tad's looks
Well, it's not in his room anymore.
acceptable. Yeah, I mean, I was on a LAN. It wasn't even...
Sorry.
That's right, just warming up the tyres.
I was just warming up the clutch. And here's Fat Gus, who won't abide by the no taking rule.
Oh, you sound like a bully.
Well, that's his name. Or maybe his name's P-Hat Gus. Anyway, it's Lovo, so I can go now. You have to slow down for that corner.
That doesn't sound much better.
P-Hat.
Oh yes, it's this corner.
No,
Oi!
sorry. And
That was
completely
completely unacceptable.
Yes.
But we're not racing yet, so it's fine.
That's something said by someone who's not in first place.
Damn.
I don't like this left turn. Can we get rid of it?
You could just pretend it's not there. How's that work for you so far?
It
I don't
slows
like
me
this
down a
turn
lot.
either.
Well, try pretending it is there. Think you can
Wait,
manage
how
that?
am I first?
I did imagine a left turn, but the one that I imagined was less tight than the actual one.
It's really... There's a couple of really... I just picked a random track and direction. So, can I overtake anyone, or just not Izzard?
I'm not overtaking anyone. And see whether I can live with that.
Well, it was only like the first couple of corners, not
first
the
lap.
whole first lap.
Not the whole first lap, because it's quite easy. On the first lap, it means that we've got a little bit of tactics.
I've been hit already.
If a player in
Guess
front
who
of
by?
us crashes or leaves the track, then we can ignore them.
Okay, off the track. That's clean enough for me.
If they lose appreciable speed through an impact, then shall we say?
I might just let Tad go past. It's dangerous.
No, Tad's fine today.
He just vanished. He hit me and then vanished.
I can see.
Absolutely no issues with Tad. You sure he didn't just like you? He hit you then went behind you.
No, he hit me and then popped out of existence and then reappeared.
It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Oh yes, left turn.
Yeah, screw you all.
Yeah, that turn is very, very mean.
Well, you have to wait behind me. Can't go past.
I believe that you hit the wall and lost appreciable speed. So Schalke
Go on,
hit,
Schalke.
Schalke hit the left wall, and then Izzard hit the right wall.
And having the instinct already stopped, I might as well follow the stricter rule.
Schalke turned too much left.
Yes, he actually
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
I sabotaged my overtake. Because
Oh my god,
overtake.
I hate this map. Really should look at the map.
This is a very interesting to negotiate map.
You should not be talking to the track.
Come on, baby, let me go left. Let me go left. That's it. Open
No.
up for me.
No.
Stop that.
Oh yeah, Tad, I've got you on this corner here. Oh no, I've.
Ow.
Well,
Ah!
this car has quite a long
No,
power.
go away. Yeah.
I'd like to point out I have appreciable overlap at this point. In fact, I might actually be slightly in front. Fucking hell, Tad.
Oh yeah, I watched Schalke's video. That reminds me.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do
I've
I
never
mean?
seen I'd never seen sarcastic editing before until I saw Schalke's video.
There was a bit aimed
He's
at
very
me.
good at it.
Huh?
There was a bit aimed at me that was very sarcastic in Schalke's video.
Yeah, it's a bit where you're going, I've got significant overlap. Which would have been true half a second later, but...
Well, by the time I started it, it might not be true. By the time I finished my sentence, totally.
And I don't think the editing is sarcastic. Like, DJ being wrong doesn't make the editing itself sarcastic.
Narky is still fun. Jeez, that corner is ridiculous. And the question is, how far is DJ behind me? Come on,
Too far.
game, send me the packets.
Are you not seeing us then? That would explain.
Not really.
Oh, that would explain
Like,
why you just
that
smashed
corner
into
that
them.
we had troubles in, I never saw you.
I mean,
Who's
I was
watching the pings? Anyone?
Yeah, Tad's is 1.2. 700.
Yeah, I just see red,
1.4,
and I know it's
1.2.
me. Yeah.
Everybody else is.
So we can keep that track of that
my
between
God.
us in real time.
Yeah, but I think any packets that are red are discarded, I think. But you look fine. You look absolutely fine. 100%, no issues whatsoever.
Thanks.
My car's broken.
Well, you're not supposed to crash to that many walls.
Well, okay, so I just crashed into that left-hand turn again, and I thought to myself, I am the stupidest man in the universe. And then immediately after that, Schalke did as well. I felt better.
Yeah.
The racing line for that corner is very, very good. Indispensable. Turn it on.
Or break a bit earlier.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It only goes red though. It needs to go into like infrared or something.
Just invisible.
All depends on how good that pass-through camera on the Oculus is.
Or how bad it is. If it's bad,
No.
yes.
They're trying their butts off to make a good digital infrared camera. That's not like ridiculously expensive.
Cheap cameras tend to pick
Materials
up
problem.
infrared or near infrared anyway, and better ones have an infrared cut filter in front of the sensor, so that they don't pick up infrared and accidentally become night vision.
Yeah, I don't think anything's had no infrared cut in about
'Cause
10 years.
Yeah, the military's been looking at replacing the analog night vision goggles we've been using forever with digital, but the sensors just aren't there yet.
What? Analog?
Huh?
Analog lights. I'm not sure you're right.
Yeah, night vision has a image, or it's a light intensifier, but it only works as a lens. It's not something that works digitally.
I thought night vision was a different thing. I guess there are multiple technologies that make visibility better.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing that the digital version of infrared sensors do is it kind of picks it up in color.
Yeah. The thing is,
Which is pretty cool.
You're mixing and matching a whole different shit. So infrared and night vision have nothing to do with each other. Night vision is a light intensifier.
Yeah, they are.
No, infrared is completely different.
Yeah.
You'll probably mix and match them within the thing for the best image, but infrared.
What light do you think it's intensifying?
Why do you think if it's dark? Why do you
no,
think
I see what you're saying.
Why do you think if it's dark there's any infrared? Infrared is only good for
everything.
Well, we can't
gives
see
off
it if
heat.
it's there.
Yeah, but you're talking about thermal imaging,
Yeah.
which is a different technique again. It's not the same as infrared.
Oh yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
that night vision, like the upshifts the infrared photons to red photons.
Yeah, the other thing about those cut filters is they cut out near infrared, not actual infrared.
I don't know what you actually see in infrared, like when it's dark, like proper dark. Like I don't think you see anything. Like dark is dark. It's not light, but thermal imaging works in a different way again.
Well, you see reflected infrared from an infrared light source, for example.
But that has the issue,
That's
of course, that if you're a soldier and you've got a big infrared light so you can see, everyone can see your infrared light.
Yep. We have IR lasers as well that get picked up by our image intensifying night vision systems.
So years and years ago, I did some website editing for a Japanese company called KR Optics, who make IR cut filters and pass-through filters, and I edited their whole website and had to kind of translate it a bit and improve the translation.
Joker, I'm so sorry.
And as part of their payment, they sent me a complete set of their filters, which normally cost hundreds and hundreds each. So I did quite a lot of noodling around, sticking them in front of broken apart webcams and stuff like that. Their main selling point seems to be the fact that you can see through black clothing with a cut filter.
By the
or with
way,
a pass-through filter, rather.
Tad, I haven't seen a single packet from you. You're still stopped at the start line for me.
Nice. Netflix must be pulling something big all of a sudden.
Yes, but Discord's working fine in both directions, so I have no idea.
Yeah, because it's not continuous. We've talked about this before. Discord isn't sending when you're not talking. It's got plenty of time to squeeze and stretch.
Come on. Right, second that begins.
I like Discord. That and their Twitter's hilarious.
Oi.
No, what the? Victims freeze, not ricochet. I will have.
No, I'm not gonna. No, hang on. It's not victims freeze of a little tap on the side.
Yeah,
like a brush past your wing mirror and then you have to freeze. No.
That you hit the wall and you ricochet back in front of me at about 45 degrees.
Yeah, in front of you is the key bit there.
I think combo breaker A1 is
Who's this
one
in front
of
of
the
me?
best situations.
I think more
Victims
importantly,
freeze is more important when you have already come to a stop.
I think more importantly, don't hit the wall.
Yeah. No, you can hit the walls. So it's up to you if you want to slow yourself down using the walls.
Yeah, but sideways brushing against other people's cars, that's like also not cool. O2
It's not
and
cool,
O3.
but it doesn't mean you have to
that's-
freeze. That was definitely a conflation.
Well, you see, the joke was that you had very little control of your car, and once you'd hit the wall, there's nothing you could do. However, because it impacted me poorly,
1 minute.
and you had just simply
wow.
crashed, my joke was that you should have frozen. Haha, because you couldn't.
I got the joke.
Well, now it's dead.
Keep flogging it though. See if you can revive it.
That's not what a punchline is.
Can you see me, Izzard?
No.
No, none of us can.
Why?
The server.
I'm right up in your butt.
So that means that the server
Yeah.
has discarded every single packet
So
from
I
Todd.
can get packets from the server.
Yeah, but the server's discarding every packet from you. All of them. Going too old, too old, too old. Sounds like a bit from Game of Thrones.
Discarding packets. I've not seen Game of Thrones, but
Really? It's very good.
I've just seen GIFs.
I didn't either.
It's very good.
Yep. Everything I know about that show was from memes.
Every couple of years, along comes a TV show that is superb. You know, Battlestar Galactica, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones is absolutely one of those. It is excellent. Also recommend Kingdom.
Oh. I'm currently watching Dr. Brain, which is a new Korean show that Apple TV has picked up. And halfway through episode 1, the protagonist is breaking into mortuaries to mess around with the bodies. So,
Well, that's a little bit close to home.
and no, it's in Korea.
Come on, Gus, screw up. Gus got loads and loads of room ahead of me due to our gentleman's agreement.
Squid Game is hot now, but I saw a film, I think it was called The Most Dangerous Game, which is like if Westerners made Squid Game, how it would be.
Well,
Instead of having hundreds of contestants, you have only one.
I bought a bunch of knockoff Lego or Squid Games characters. That's what I've done on Facebook. So I'm quite amused with that.
Have you watched it, Shalka?
Squid Game I have watched, yes. Quite nice and quite different ending compared to that Most Dangerous Game movie.
So Saw inspired an awful lot of shows like that. And films and things.
Yeah, Saw was pretty original, wasn't it?
Saw was brilliant. Saw is one of the better films ever made. Absolutely brilliant. All the sequels, not quite so much.
Make 7 of them.
Something like that. First one, just genuine, honest to God, holy shit, brilliance. A bit like Hellraiser. First Hellraiser, great, and by about Hellraiser 4, it's more like the adventures of Pinhead and friends.
every so often a film comes out where you're watching it and you're like, are they allowed to put this on the cinema screen? And then a few years later you look back at it and it seems very tame.
You say that. Have you seen Sausage Party?
No.
I saw Sausage
That's an
Party.
animation, isn't it?
Yes. I saw Sausage Party in the cinema with a friend of mine, and during one particular scene, I leant across and I said to her, I go, are we on a list now? It's, whenever someone says, oh, you couldn't do Blazing Saddles these days, you go, you haven't seen Sausage Party. You act like...
No holds barred, eh?
It's
In my car, DJ.
Quite something. Yes, very, very well done, Tad. Well done. Coming in last. Now you're... Can you see me?
I think the state of my...
So what was the...
a little bit.
What was
Hang
the
on,
command?
let me
Was it
turn my camera.
Was it PPS?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well I set it to 3 packs per second.
The
3.
update.
So the idea was to increase the packets per second
Number
on the
of car
basis
updates
that
per
if
second.
only 10% of your packets are getting through, a few more will get through. So now I've set it to lower on the basis it's less stress on your internet. But
all of us are only sending 3 packets a second.
It's now 3, down from 6.
That seems quite low.
What, 6?
No, 3 seems quite low.
3's that's still that's bop. I mean, it interpolates between them, obviously. So we can't overtake Tad until the beginning of the second lap.
Does it? Does it interpolate?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Not very smoothly.
I've seen some wild, crazy things
No,
when it doesn't get the next packet in time.
Right, Tad's already interpolated out. No, it interpolates perfectly. The problem is, it doesn't do very well with really...
What the fuck? Who's
With
that?
turns.
Random. He did say sorry.
Did he say hello, thank you, goodbye?
No, I'm gonna press my macro.
Sorry, that was your fault. Or my bad.
How do you plead? Guilty / not guilty?
Guilty / not guilty / reduced mental... What's it called?
Oh, he's just bashed into someone else.
Well, he's gone into the pits after every race, so what he's been doing is tweaking his setup. So he's pulled away from the start line a lot quicker because he's decreased the final drive ratio.
He's on the wrong server. Oh, come on!
Boy, Marshall.
Shaka, what was that? He just committed suicide on the right-hand side.
Can we just kick him? Just driving into people.
He didn't lose speed because of a wall. So.
It's not like if someone's slowing down, it's not difficult to drive into them.
Why are you guys so
Yeah,
shit
but
at
it's
pulling
hard.
away?
Hard to overtake. You're not to overtake.
Oh my god, can we just kick him?
You hit him now.
Just...
Hit
What are
him.
you talking? What are you talking about?
He was going past you on the right, up against the barrier, and you just drove into him. Like, that's exactly what happened. Like,
But there's no... But there's no need for him to barge past.
Bro, I'm giving you all the space in the universe.
But he was taking that corner.
And I'm not overtaking you.
And then he shoves me...
Alright, okay. Let's see if he... I'm sure it's just me that he's upsetting. Let's just...
But he's being
Let's see how it
aggressive.
goes.
Dude.
I don't have a no
Does
contact
he not realise we're starting because of him?
There you go. Please no ramming or drifting. That's my 3 macros. You've seen all 3 of them now. Like, I'm genuinely having to brake, by the way. Please learn to pull away better. Oh, Tad's got packets again.
Yay! Packets of what?
Data.
Crisps. Oh.
Wee, that's warning for barging, but no contact.
boy.
No, he actually just hit me. He just smacked me out the way. During the warm-up lap. Come on. But yeah, I mean, there's a time to overtake, and there's a time to be patient. And overtaking someone where there's not enough room on a downhill section before a hairpin is not the time for overtaking. It's the time for waiting. I moved in front of him. Well, I moved over to his side to sort of indicate there wasn't very much room, and he just drove into me, just to bop me out the way. Don't make me go and get the keyboard to force a restart, because I will. Right.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know how much clearer I can make it. Oh, fuck off! I rammed you. I was in front. Yeah, that's how it works. Shut the fuck up.
Bye.
Respectful communication.
That's not how it works. Denver Shore 1, 2, 3. But yeah, there's a time to overtake and a time just to be patient. I would say if he.
There he is.
But the thing is, if he goes sorry, that's fine. If he mouths off, I'll just click ban. I've no idea when people come back to places that have just been kicked. Right, there you go. Just because I can beat you. Ban.
Chad,
Base to ban
do you think that's correct?
There you go. Ban for a day. Yeah, that's totally kicked you because you can beat me, mate. Totally. Not because you decided to.
Oh god, we've got another one.
On a straight. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, one, no barging.
Got smashed by another rando.
I think that was more he didn't spot the corner. I don't think it was on purpose. Remember, this is not a common track.
Yeah, the first time you do this, it's gonna be very painful.
But yeah, because Fat Gus went into the pits after every race, probably to tweak his final drive ratios, because winning is all that matters. Again, still boggled, I've got no option for stock only.
I do like the noise it makes when it sends a message over it.
I can.
I guess we are now trying to actually do clean racing.
Well, when I'm in first place, just being rammed out of it, yeah. At least he said
well, that's
sorry.
exactly the issue I was having.
Yeah.
I mean, I was only in first place by virtue of being placed there on the grid, but still.
That's a much better launch. Well done, everyone. Oh my god. Got that about 8 miles an hour. There. Yeah, he's
Well,
got
you probably negotiated the turn very well.
Well, I mean, I guess he's French or Dutch because of his colouring. But he did just he just slid into a wall. Incidentally, there are riots going on in Holland at the minute over COVID restrictions, and people still using the phrase, "Oh, we've got to learn to live with it" and all that. But I love the description of the riots. Apparently, they've been burning bicycles, which is just the most Dutch thing I can think of, and B, bicycles don't really burn. Whoa, Tad! What the fuck?
Seemed more like a racing incident kind of thing.
Tad just braked 50 meters earlier than I was expecting for the corner.
Everything you've ever told me says brake earlier for the turns.
Oh no!
Just brake earlier for the turns, bro.
So if you've really balls the corner up, one thing you can do is to brake as hard as you can until the last moment, then come off the brakes and hopefully you can start steering.
No, because the issue there with that wall, having hit it many times now, is you end up facing into it, which is the worst possible for getting away again afterwards.
Yeah.
So my aim is to simply make my end position not horrific.
But if you come off the brakes, the car will start to steer much harder, so you can get a little last moment pivot out of it. And Tad, you are quite right. I did tell you to brake earlier. I just didn't expect you to listen.
Understandable.
But well done on doing it. Just 0 marks for doing it so close to me.
Wow.
Nah. I haven't got a
Oh,
sub...
he left.
Huh? I haven't got a sub 59 yet. Oh, sorry, sub 1. So I have a VIN for my car, so that's cool. And there are little decoders online to tell you what the VIN actually means, which is fascinating. And it worries me because it tells me I've got a single motor long-range model. So hopefully that's bollocks.
Well, yeah, they're not very accurate. I mean, if you put in the VIN for mine, it says it's a manual transmission.
Well, no, that doesn't make any sense. So, Tesla, basically, there's a website where people have submitted their VIN and exactly what car they've got, and from that you can work out what the car was.
Which bits?
Yeah. So is it that BMW normally use like the 5th digit to represent if it's manual or automatic? I guess BMW have a standard across there.
All right. I don't know, maybe, but there's like 200,000 i3s in existence, so you'd think they'd have it right by now.
Yeah, but that digit might just not be.
Does it mean something?
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't got a new code for that slot being electric. Lots of places do call it either a 1-speed automatic or a 1-speed manual, though, which amuses me.
Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah. Just an anachronism, really.
Yes, I mean, it doesn't help when you try and look at cars, you're like, what's the engine size? 0. And yet Auto Trader still don't really understand it.
Yeah, in early versions, if the 12-volt battery was starting to deplete too rapidly, it would say that you should start the engine to charge it.
I wonder why the i3 was quite like things like that means that they obviously rushed it out and hadn't done. Like, I don't know.
It might be a translation thing or just a reuse of. There's a lot of reuse in the what do they call the system? Not iControl. Yeah, no, they're one. They're one. But I mean, technically, I can start the engine on mine, but I have to go into a secret menu to do it.
No, I don't know a lot about car development, but the one thing I do know is it's very, very, very slow. So having anything rush to market is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I don't think the i3 was. It was in development for years.
But no one decided to sit there and go through the source code going, I don't know, that's wrong. Or
that's just a bit of an unusual thing. It's basically what happens after 3 or 4 or 5 years when the 12-volt battery's on the way out. So.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people on the Tesla forum saying that they're replacing their 12-volt battery after 2 years. It's like, what the hell?
That's what I do as well.
So on the Scooby,
I'm definitely doing that.
Which I do use fairly irregularly, but I have taken charging. I've got an expensive UASA battery. The battery's actually got lights in it to show the state of charge, but it's got a 5-year guarantee on it, and it is expensive. But I can just take it back to Halford's, going, dead. Give me a new one.
Yeah, well, you're probably unlikely to get sudden failure if it was on the way out. Well, I think the issue with EVs is people find that they suddenly can't go anywhere.
Yeah, but that is a sudden failure. I guess the difference is on with the
that's what I'm saying. Sudden failure.
Yeah, but on a car, you'd hear it go rah, 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 and then when it's low, it go row, 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 and then row, row, row. You'd hear it degrade. But yeah, on an EV, there's
that's what I'm saying.
But does it not give the voltage of the battery then?
Does it not give the voltage of the battery?
Yeah. So in all my cars, I have cigarette lighter USB adapters that list the battery voltage, and on my bike, it's one of the options. Like I can list current speed or range or gear or current battery voltage, because that shows that your alternator's working. So it should be 14.4 volts while your got power. So I'm quite surprised it doesn't go, by the way, your 12-watt battery is only 10.3 volts. It doesn't have long left. Oh, Tad's internet, what the hell? Wait, he's gone.
It's gonna be a perfect pass too, and then all of a sudden I'm spinning around in circles.
You just walked across the track and then did about 25 rotations on the spot. Now you've disappeared.
Do we lose the Discord connection?
No. I really wish I could set in the Lithospeed configuration somewhere the oldest packet throwaway time. It's probably a second.
Just set a maximum ping, so if your ping goes above this, you get kicked.
Well, that doesn't solve the problem. But Tad
It does.
Tad sending... Us getting older packets from Tad would be better than no packets at all. But yeah, you've ping lined. I got one packet from you there. 1.6, 850. 1.5. Yeah, basically your ping is 850, Tad, and sometimes I'm missing one of your packets. Oh, very good.
Well, it's the first time I've made it around that corner.
Very good, very clean. I'm trying to work out what the correct line is here. I think you actually turned left very late in order to straighten up for this bit. Sharko, no squeezing.
I really
so
don't like this
significant.
track.
You are overlapping.
I'm in the bus lane. Oh god, corners already. The corner, the
That's
corner.
not. Sorry.
Oh, he did that. Oh, the worst possible crash angle as well.
So Shalka did that, but to be fair, I distracted him with my maneuver. I messed
Wait,
that up.
all of us, all of you crashed?
I crashed,
Yeah.
I think that put Shalka off, and then Shalka drove into his yard.
Yeah, I was out of attention. I paid attention to the madman and to the corner.
I wish I
but
could have seen how
not to the
well I
front
threaded
door.
through that mess.
Have you ever considered changing your nickname and putting an S at the beginning so it's got your name in it as well? And then you'd be called Scisard.
No?
Okay. Well, you know,
Why
think
would
about
I do
it.
that?
Well, because then no one will call you Lizard.
No, well, I've started using a lowercase I in a lot of games because people still think it says lizard.
Too fast. To me, it just looks like you're a Blizzard fanboy and you can't type. So, Tad, I just got a best lap from you.
That would be 2 extra letters.
I just got a best lap from you, Tad, but you are nowhere to be seen. I haven't had a single update from you the whole race.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I can see you on the minimap. Maybe you're actually just miles
Well, I'm
ahead.
substantially ahead of all of you.
Shalka.
Got a
You're
long
one
fight
dodge.
ahead of y'all.
So, how long after I dodge am I allowed to dodge again? Like,
Yeah.
is it once per
It's a
corner?
little ambiguous. Do you have your dodge now? Or block, I guess it's... Oh, no.
Should we just Aaron take restrict you and get rid of this nonsense?
No, this is fine.
No, this nonsense is fun.
No, this isn't.
Okay.
No, this isn't why we're in this position. We ballsed up the corner. Incidentally, if you've not played Riftbreaker, play it. Imagine Mindustry, but better in every single way. It is perfect. It is glorious. It looks great. It plays great. Full logistics, twin stick shooter, utter insanity. It is perfect for the fact that it's single player.
What's it called?
Has one drawback.
Rift
But
breaker,
it
I think you said.
removes the
Rift?
moving of resources. That's significant, like simplification.
It takes away belts, but you still got fluid.
You'll have to remind us in chat.
Yeah, I feel like Mindustry, it's the same. It's genuinely the same. I've done very little but play it for the last 2
It doesn't
days.
do the stupid fluid stuff Mindustry does it?
It doesn't. The fluid stuff is copy pasted right out of Mindustry.
Damn.
What part of the fluid stuff don't you like? It's not very difficult.
The pumping. It's realistic, I just... it seems extra tedious having to set up all the different pumping systems
What do you mean?
for going uphill.
What?
Realistic, yes.
Going
But-
uphill? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Mindustry doesn't take place on it has no slopes.
Mindustry. I'm thinking of Satisfactory.
Oh, right, never mind it.
Sorry.
No, nothing like Satisfactory.
Oh man, you all caught up fast.
Yeah, that's when you keep hitting walls. But yeah, really, really good. Apart from that, it's single player, and they quote-unquote will add multiplayer in the future. Tad, stop swimming left!
Mm-hmm.
Can we get off this track?
I'm literally going straight. Ah!
No. He was giving the room, so he was just reminding you. That was a bit rummy.
Well, you don't gotta worry about me no more.
What happened there?
I think that came from behind. That's what it seemed to me. And again.
No, responded to each other side by side. Oh, you've wrecked again. Never mind.
But yeah, we can change track. Which one would you like?
One with less hairpins?
Oi!
Okay, but specifically.
Oh, but I did finish. Oh,
yeah,
so
we
it was
finished.
Last tester, I think.
I finished the race. I ran you after we finished the race. I'm not mean. Well,
I've been griefed.
No, you're fine.
yeah, vote to end race so I can pick a new track.
Oh.
Yeah. That's being mean.
What would you like, Si? Any feel, or do you just want to go on Blackwood?
Yeah, Blackwood's fine.
Okay.
Oh no. What?
Okay.
Historic.
Yeah, this is the track that originally shipped with the game. Ow.
See how many times I go around, turn right instead of going straight on.
Oh, we've started. I'm busy trying to get my aircon on, so I'm getting hot. Tad, historic.
Oh.
Schalke, the rules say if they leave the track, which I think he just did.
I'm gonna count that as track. It's not off-road.
That was technically on the track. The wrong track.
It is off the line, though.
The line is significantly narrower than the track.
Wow, now I can see. Now the interpolation is struggling with what Tad's doing, but it is. I'd rather he just interpolated all over the track like that than disappeared or started doing massive teleports.
Whee!
That was real? I thought the game was being funny.
That just lagged out for me. And over the line.
Oh no.
And come on, car! Yes! Whoops!
Warning, but
no
contact.
No, I was going too fast.
I mean, that's one way to overtake somebody.
If you had made contact, that would have been side brushing.
No, that was not on purpose. That was definitely Yeah, Tad, you're back by the start line now. No updates from you anymore. What about everybody else? Do you all see Tad by the start line?
I was just in a massive wreck with all three of you.
The Schalke's in my blind spot. I realised this time. He's sitting there, completely in his areas. Right.
Then how's this gonna happen?
Menacingly. Oh, I gotta go back to the pit from that one. Thanks, game.
I don't make contact.
That was very close. Ooh, drifting.
And it's almost if corner is a bad place to overtake.
Corners are a very dangerous place to overtake, yes. And this car is four-wheel drive, so it will come back from over or understeer without arguing too much. So if you do get it in a drift, you can get it back out the drift. That's even more important to exit that hairpin correctly on this track because of the length of the straight directly after it. Yeah, Tad, so no updates from you. Can you just tell us?
Yeah, I had to go pit.
Type a message. Just type a message. Just type anything. Just pit.
Well, he just made a pit stop, so that was an update.
Yeah, so we are getting some packets. I reckon we're getting his TCP, but not his UDP. Horribly close here.
There seems to be a pattern where there's the one corner where I consistently gain on other people. I got turn 3. I guess it's turn 2 with his historic setup.
What? Yes, I try and take that corner a bit safer because if you do screw up, you're out. If you screw up on that one, you are off deep in a gravel trap. So I do err on the side of caution. As ever, as with nearly all of these cars, it's late apexing, and I'm very bad at that. I do a middle apex because that's what I do in real life because I don't drive a race car.
I can't parallel before
What?
the turn.
That's what?
Well, the Impreza is great fun, but it's not a race car.
I guess it's not a race car.
No.
It's a rally car.
It's not even. It's not a rally car either. I mean, the rally car was not just a. Stock,
It's not?
It's not a stock Impreza. They just drove out. Went brilliant. Thanks, Subaru. That'll do. Like race cars have like no interior and plastic windows and fire extinguishers and things. Yeah, real race cars are horrible, horrible things to be inside, especially when it's sunny. There's no aircon either.
Let's wait.
Exactly.
Wait, they don't want to have.
You know when you're in a real race car because it's rattly inside and tinny because there's no, you know, door cards or anything. It's just it's like sitting. Well, it is. You're sitting in a big metal box with no plush velour on it.
No sound dampening.
Or insulation.
So yeah, Rob and I, we are going to do the drag race video of a Model 3 Performance versus a Prius because it doesn't exist on the internet, and I feel it should. I have to work out somewhere to do it. Somewhere quiet, and preferably with 2 lanes.
Does he live near you?
No, he lives in London. Well, it's not bad. It's a couple of hours away. 150 miles, 160 miles. Tell me again how you take that corner so well, Schalke.
I was starting to get a copycat, and should not do that.
No, sometimes Rob comes up and visits me for a weekend. We go to the arcade and eat kebabs. Kebabs.
Sounds magical.
You're all obviously invited to come up for a weekend and go to the arcade and play computer games and eat kebabs.
Form an orderly queue.
They're really good kebabs. I mean, you laughed at, but I once went to a barbecue for a weekend in New York.
Nice.
We flew out on the Friday night and was back at work on Monday morning. That
Fancy.
Was quite epic is the term. It's in Schenectady, so it's quite a long way from New York City. We landed in New York City, and then there was a lot of driving.
Are you using the Key 2 now?
No, I'm on the Quest 2.
Oh.
Yeah, the G2's over on the other computer.
It's Sunday. It's Quest Day. He's
Quest...
got a VR headset for every day of the week.
Well, no, I mean, realistically, if I wanted to run this game properly, I would need to upgrade the GPU. Like, I'm struggling to run this at full res, full anti-aliasing, on full detail at 72.
Laughs in GT730.
Oh wow, look at those lap times, Schalke.
Oh.
Yeah, there were lots of places where I needed to brake not to make contact.
Oh.
Which is kind of annoying.
Sorry.
Wow.
I'd like to point out, this is you know, I've got my fancy new aircon. This is mostly directed at Tad. Why does the remote control? Why is it not fucking backlit? I mean, seriously.
That's money.
Yeah, but it was expensive. I want a backlit remote control so I can see it without having to either squint or, in some cases, shine a fucking light on it. Because I've got the aircon, it has a green light when it's on, but the green light does not show whether it should be red if it's blowing hot and blue if it's blowing cold, not just green. So it's very hard for me to tell.
Some of the Samsungs do that.
Well, that would be nice. Mine's I'll say Yamaha, no, it's a Mitsubishi.
Perhaps they weren't expecting people to want to press the buttons all the time.
No, but it has an automatic mode, and basically, if I leave it in automatic, it will heat it up during the day until I get it warm by me huffing hot air out my lungs, and then it will go to cold, and then it'll go to hot again, and it's great. But it'd be nice to know which it was doing from the other side of the room, without having to go in either fiddle with it or yeah. But yeah, no backlight.
Well, why not just have aircon that just keeps the temperature the same then?
Well, it does. But sometimes...
So why do you need to press buttons on it all the time?
Because if I'm hot, I'd like to know whether or not it's blowing hot air, and I've misjudged what temperature I would be. Because sometimes I wear more clothes than others, you see.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think they were thinking of you when they made it. They were designing something to be automatic.
Where do you think you're going, Schalke? You give that place back. What did you do?
I love how quick Schalke is with that hotkey.
No, I slowed down so I didn't overtake Sai, and then you just ploughed into the back of me.
Yeah,
Welcome to
this
my
time my trigger finger was not trained well enough.
Should always leave room. That's real life.
Yeah.
That's what shocked me when I watched real racing. The gap they don't leave is just scary. They are relying on the other driver braking at about the right spot. And there's no brake lights on real race cars either.
Indy or Formula One, they've got that one light in the back.
That's for fog. It's not for braking, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. Don't think I've had brake lights.
Neat.
Actually, Sai, no, you're wrong. Fuck off. This is the future. It should go cooling room, or it should talk in the HVAC voice from Half-Life. It should go like air conditioning on, cooling room, 23 degrees, minor fracture detected, hopefully. Actually, hopefully it doesn't say that. Administering morphine.
Yeah, that's one of those messages you never want to hear.
Yeah, but why do machines not talk to us like everyone said they would?
Yeah, I think you're mixing up HVAC with whatever the acronym for the
yeah, what's an HVAC?
suit is.
hazardous
What's it called?
HEVC?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, I'm pretty sure the aircon's blowing warm air at me.
What, have you got the aircon so it's pointing at you?
Yep, pretty much.
That's where you've gone wrong, you see. Because it works by putting out warm or cool air to adjust the temperature of the room. So that means if you sit in its path, you're going to be warmed or cooled.
Yes.
That's where you've gone wrong.
I don't really have much.
All he really wants, though, bro.
No, so the aircon is not portable, obviously, and neither's the motion rig, and I don't have that many plate choices where I can put it. It's not the point. The point is, if I press the button and it went cooling, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome, rather.
Well, it might not be your point, but it's my point. My point is it's designed to keep the room at a constant temperature and not require any button presses. But this is a problem in every office up and down the land because someone has to sit in the way of the aircon, and that person can often be found wearing a scarf and gloves and their coat when everyone else is hot. And they're called Karen.
But yeah, so part of it is that it takes about a minute to switch from heating to cooling and vice versa, and there's no indication it's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, well, it does. It puts the vents up. Yeah, well, really? Oh, okay. Well.
Is there no display on the remote control?
Yes, and it's not
backlit.
Right, but does the display not tell you what it's doing?
Interestingly, no. So when you press any button on the remote, as far as I can tell, it encodes the whole state and sends it to the receiver. So I point it at my crotch and fiddle with the temperature, and then point it at the rig. They get out of sync. It's a bit odd the way they do it, and I'm quite surprised. But
wow.
It's just because it's infrared. So I've asked for the Wi-Fi module, but they've not arrived yet. Then I can look at it on my phone and just see what temperature it thinks it is and humidity.
Is that so you can look at your phone and you go, oh, I was wrong. I'm not hot. I'm actually okay.
I can look at my phone and go, cool, my phone's backlit because it wasn't invented in 1935.
Oh, new player.
Oh, bye, Rainbow. So there's no white in Rainbow.
And now he's gone.
Oh, I've just seen Tad for the first time. He started sending me packets. He just warped in front of me. I've one lap to make it past Mr. Blink. Oh, you've got a car issue, Tad. Some sort.
I'm sure I do.
Can you see me?
Occasionally. You're very close to me. You're a very, very brave man.
Keep it in nice and tight. And flat shift. Where is he?
Oh, just took that corner so nicely, but there was no one around to see it because I'm so far back.
I was looking at
I would say behind your driver's side, but that's not the right side.
Wait, so Tad is in my blind spot, but his shadow isn't, so I can see his shadow, but not him.
Interesting.
Has Tad seen his own shadow?
He hasn't seen me. He hasn't seen me. Did you not see me there?
Is your real name Phil, Tad?
It gave me a little bump that I didn't think I hit you that hard, and then the game decided I did.
Already too hard.
For that I do apologize.
You're not supposed to hit me at all. Not just go, it was alright, it's only gentle.
There are degrees of contact, but contact in the beginning is very bad, yes. It's like murdering someone a little.
You can hear how smug he's being right now because he just won because I did that.
Well, what's the lowest form of contact? Sarcasm.
My heart. Maxi Paxi, so this is the Quest 2 I'm using. Sorry if I just saw the message. Yes, the Quest 2, which is very good. Good headset. And as I said before, if I didn't own the G2, I would wax lyrical about this headset. It's really good.
It needs better FOV. That's the main thing I'd like.
Yes.
From any headset, really.
Yes. Apparently, increased FOV it makes it more obviously more immersive. I'm noticing the FOV now. You shut your face. But apparently, yeah, it does. Oh, flying car.
Yes.
It does.
I'm up in the air this time. Wow, I'm upside down, like about 20 meters up. Oh, I should have taken a screenshot.
It's alright, it was on the stream.
What did you say about FOV?
As you increase the FOV, you also increase the motion sickness, apparently.
Alright, no, before that you said that you were saying FOV when you didn't mean to or something.
No, I'm noticing it now. I can see the fucking edges. Fuck you.
Oh, right.
It's like you're breathing manually.
Yeah, I notice it most when I'm playing poker because you have to turn your head to see the people to your left and right, which you shouldn't have. You should be able to see their hands out the corners of your eyes, really. That'd be way better.
To be fair, I think I don't notice the FOV quite. Fucking hell. I don't notice the FOV quite so much in these because that's normally what would be blurry based on my glasses. But I'm in first place for miles. You've got like built-in.
It's not my fault.
Rendering.
I've got foveated rendering. Yeah, I look forward to foveated rendering become a thing. That is that Facebook kind of don't want to increase the amount of power you need. They want to do better with the same hardware. They're a bit like Tesla in that sense. They want to.
Oh dear, I started too early. Yeah, that's true. Although, what was the thing they've just announced in their new update to get some more oomph out of it?
Oh, I think they've just re-described it. Oh, it's just fucking temporal time warping.
Oh yeah, warping, yeah, but better than it was before.
Yeah, because they do temporal time warping by taking the previous frame and time warping your headset, like time warping your head movement. So in a game like this, where it doesn't have it into warp, but this means that native aware apps will be able to pass the motion vectors down through, meaning you can do asynchronous time warping, which is cool.
Yeah. They reckon it's going to give them quite a lot more time to draw each frame, and therefore be very nice.
And don't get me wrong, this is cool and awesome, but in 2006 we had temporal upscaling on Dirt. Now we didn't ship it, which is a shame, but we could reconstruct from the motion blur buffers at a free frame, so the game ran at 30 but reconstructed to 60. And we just didn't have time to get it quite right before we shipped, which was a shame. So, what's that? 15-year-old... Technically, it wasn't us that did it. It was Batman Arkham Knight used the depth buffers and the motion buffers to reconstruct the right eye from the left eye for the 3D version of Batman. Just totally awesome. And Steam's asynchronous warp has said it doesn't do anything with motion vectors, it's purely for your head movement. It's smooth.
Yeah, so rotation around the eye, around the camera. It's alright, Shaq, just go.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm
just wait.
Crash.
No, that's way too patronising. Just go.
I need to... I really can't see anything on this. The problem is that backlit shit barely works on ultraviolet, which is the only light I've got in here at the moment. And it's blowing hot air at me. Stop it. Don't blow anything until you've changed. But yeah, why is there no backlight tab? What the fuck?
Because that's an office one that's designed to work with constant fluorescent lighting.
Yeah, but what happens if I'm visually impaired?
Be cold.
Well, or hot.
and then
suffer
cold
a
again.
microaggression further
Are the buttons for the controller with
No,
Braille?
actually, I do know the answer to that. What you do is you go on your phone and you launch Be My Eyes, which is a nice app that puts you into a video call with a volunteer.
Yes, I saw that.
Tell you what's happening on your.
Yes, and
Yeah,
you get
I use that. I use it.
I did once. I got an old bloke to wank off his dog. It's great fun. I highly recommend it.
What did he think he was doing? Or who did he think he was doing?
I don't know. I haven't thought that joke. I haven't joked that far through yet. Yes, that's a good idea. I should probably sign up for it.
Yeah, you don't get calls very often. Usually someone beats you to it anyway.
Well, I guess there's a fairly small cross-section of old and blind people who are also tech-savvy and don't have one of those seeing-eye octopuses.
It's more the fact that I won't get the exact numbers by a long shot, but it's something like this 5 million blind or visually impaired users of the app and about 15 million volunteers.
Oh, that's nice. Faith in humanity restored.
But they have specialists.
No, but you were saying.
If someone phones up and it's a particularly technical problem, like some problem with their Windows computer, for example, you can tell them to press the I need specialist help button, because companies like Microsoft use it, have all their stuff on it for free as just a nice thing, community.
And speaking of late to the party, also this weekend I finally played Fallout 4 for the first time. It's really good. It's very, very, really good. Very, very impressive story world.
I still haven't gotten around to that.
No idea where you were then, Chalker, for several seconds. Sorry.
It's because when I booted up my Xbox, it told me that I can now stream games to my Xbox. So I played GTA, San Andreas, and Fallout 4. San Andreas is the new remastered ones are fucking weird. They are thoroughly bizarre. How can I describe it?
That thing with the donut and the nut next to it is funny.
So I can best describe it as I played San Andreas and it doesn't look good, but it does look a lot better than the original. But what it looks like is how you mentally remember the original being. But it doesn't have the option to switch back to legacy mode. Same as like Diablo 2 or Monkey Island, because it needs that. Because you look at this going, it looks exactly the same as the original. But you know, there's no reflections on the cars in the original or shadows or anything like that.
Looks as good as it did on my CRT.
Looks as good as it did in my head. But yeah, it's very, very weird remaster. Genuinely scattergun approach to it. And I see people going, why are they doing this? And part of it is so they can sell old games again to Xbox owners. But quite importantly, there's a new GTA coming out, and they want to be on people's radar. It's more of a marketing exercise than anything else.
I don't know where I saw this. It might have been on your Discord, but it was basically like a 2-frame webcomic where there's a guy playing a retro game, and in the first frame he's going, "Oh, it's exactly how I remember it," and then the second frame he's looking all forlorn, going, "Oh, it's exactly how I remember it."
I mean, GoldenEye's the best example. Because we've got GoldenEye at the arcade on a big 32-inch television running on an N64, and it's weird because if I remember GoldenEye, I can imagine GoldenEye. It looks great, only it doesn't. It runs at about 8 frames a second. Most of the bad guys have got about 25 polygons in them. It's thoroughly awful. It really is awful. It has not aged at all well.
I remember that some of the GoldenEye speedrunning things are like how to minimize lag by not looking at enemies.
Oh, because then you move faster. Yes. Oh, it's just pinged out. Now you're back again. About 3 seconds for no packets from you.
But you were asking about your AC. It's like, what do I do if I'm visually impaired? And does the remote have Braille on it anyway? Because it might just be, hey, you're just screwed.
This is where the computer
there you
back
go.
to me would be great.
Right, when you said you got no packets from me then, I did just get a notification from my phone, which pops up on the Quest. I wonder if that was interrupting it.
Possibly. You're doing it quite a bit now. You just warped out again. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you warped into me.
Nice.
But if you look in the bottom left, do you get the little bouncy network indicators?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see Tad's the one on the right that's just stuck high, and you're the one that's high.
How do you know whose is who?
Deduction. I'm fine. Shauka's fine. Tad's is fucking awful. Gone. And your one is intermittently awful.
Well,
but,
how do you know? How do you know whose is whose though? You said you're guessing, which is not very good.
No, I'm deducting. I know Tad's is the one on the right. There's no issue. It's definitely Tad. And you're the only one having issues,
yeah.
So you're the one that's having mild issues on that graph. It's fine now. That's definitely Tad on the... Because you can use the N key and you can compare them off. Which on the same side of the screen. That just shows me, right now, the green line is you sending outwards, 180 times a minute. And the blue ones are incoming. And I think you're always the first one. I think... No, you're... Yeah.
Well, I've just been watching the pings, and for the last 10 seconds, my ping's been lower than yours.
Yep, no, your ping's absolutely fine. Solid now. It's quite hard for me, unfortunately, to see you ping out and glance down into the corner at the same time.
Yeah, so you have to guess. Because you can't deduct if you can't look at them together.
Well, it's definitely not Shauka, and it's definitely not me. And that only leaves you or Tad, and it's definitely not Tad either.
How do you know it's not... How do you know it's definitely not you?
Because... Because I'm not pinging out. No one's. If anyone's.
It's his server.
Like no, because I'm not losing connection to the server. But you were during the end of that race.
Right, but you were saying I was warping all over the place, but from my point of view, I'm not.
Green hit fat.
From your point of view, you weren't warping all over the place. Well, no. Why would? Well, why would you be?
So how do you know when you're pinging out if it doesn't manifest?
But the only way
from your own point of view.
The only way to see that is in the bottom right under the end display.
Yep.
Which is on the wrong side of the screen, just to be awkward.
Exactly.
Or someone tells you. I just think the AI should take over.
Which is my point. You just said you're not having any difficulties, but unless you're watching your ping in the bottom right corner of the screen, or someone tells you, you don't know.
Oh no, you have no clue that you have no way of doing it, which is shit.
Yeah, and my point was, neither do you.
I don't have any way of knowing I'm pinging out without looking.
When you're warping all over the place, yeah. You don't know because you won't be warping all over the place from your point of view. Someone would have to tell you.
Yes, but no one has. So I can surmise from that I'm all right. Also, my ping has been fine.
And he pays for it, so I'm sure that they're prioritizing him anyway.
Well, how the fuck would they know it's me?
He's their favourite customer as of today.
Probably their only customer today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I should have just driven around that whole lap in first gear at 3 miles an hour. Damn it.
I'd say my ping's likely to vary a lot because it's...
What's that? Come in. Oh, please don't.
Oh god. So his mic doesn't like whatever it was he just did? Do we know what's just happened with him?
I think someone social is kidnapping him away from the virtual realms.
Catnapping.
Ah.
Dora's being sick, I think.
No. Oh no. Let's hope it's not just Dora stepped on the power button for the projector.
He's not using the projector.
Really? So what's the stream showing?
Just a hairball, hopefully. Oh, is the stream showing his projector?
Well, he usually has it up, so he's lit up by something. Because he does show himself.
Oh, I thought he was showing.
But he did say he had a black light
today.
going, so I'm not
No,
sure.
I thought he points the camera at himself with his headset on.
I can't trust my internet with that. No, he's got it set down by his foot, and it shows him getting thrashed in the rig. If it's Forza.
Yeah, but that's not a VR game.
No, but it's a motion rig game. He's in the both.
But have you watched Adam's stream when he's playing this game in VR?
He's still in the rig, but he's using a VR headset with it.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, doesn't the stream normally show him and not a screen?
No, it shows him sitting in the rig. It's down by his clutch foot.
Right, but from in front, yeah? Not from behind?
Yeah.
I think it has switched
No.
around.
Oh, he did behind once or twice, but
Yeah, like
Yeah, because I was
Dora made him.
Yeah, because I was getting him to try it.
Good.
Now you got lag physics. It's a coin flip on what that does.
No, because Dora is a short-haired cat. When she's sick, it freaks her out because she's not sick very often. But yeah, she just puked, and because she's a cat, I had to go and do it on my rug under my desk. Did I win?
Damn it.
That is to be
Not even halfway
determined.
through.
Not if you ended up with a wet hairball.
Well, she doesn't have hairballs because she's short hair. Anyway, I'll be back in a sec in VR.
Told you, he's on the rig and in VR.
Ah, right. Yes, hopefully there's never a fire or anything at real emergency, because I can't get out of this thing in less than about 30 seconds. Well, I guess if it's a real emergency, I'd just tear it off.
Oh dear.
But I'd probably break my glasses if I did that.
Imagine just,
No.
recovering bodies from a house fire and one of them sort of kind of strapped into some bizarre metal or plastic contraption. What did they do to this man? Looks like some sort of torture device.
Well, it is.
He was having his hottest laps.
Haha, he was on fire. It's safe to say that if you die in
So I've been
reality,
physicsed off this track twice now.
if you die in virtual reality, you also die in real life.
Remember Better Than Life, the
Red Dwarf.
episode of Red Dwarf?
Oh, yes, there's a whole book about it. Very good book too.
Have you read, I think it's Infinity Welcomes Careful Drivers?
Yes, I've got them all. He's also done Grant, Naylor, and Doug. No, I've forgotten the names of the people. They've also done a bunch of other books, which are also very good. Colony, Last Human. Yeah, they're very
What
good
they are
books.
about?
Space stuff.
Oh, yes.
They're overall extremely good, apart from one bit where they completely misunderstand how acceleration works. And they were turning off the engines. They turned them all off. And again, the ship continued to accelerate, just accelerating slower. I'm like, that's not how physics works.
Have you read any Andy Weir books?
Oh, not on that. Is
So
that...
The Martian.
I have not. No, that's quite... No, I kind of stopped reading not long after I got the internet, to be quite frank. I haven't read a book in I don't know how long.
It's fair enough.
Unless it's on the internet. I like reading books on the internet. I also find I read much quicker on a screen. Much quicker than on paper, and I read very
It's like
fast.
you're
paper.
trained for that or something.
Artemis is the second book, which is set on the moon, and the Hail Mary Project is the new one that's set in space.
Are there whalers
It's all
on the
about
moon?
acceleration.
So if someone's...
Most of the book is about acceleration.
So if someone from Mars is a Martian, someone from Earth is an Earthling, what's someone from the moon? A lunarling?
Moonshine.
Loony.
Moonshine.
No, we've already got that word.
A loony.
The young people of the day already are far too keen to reuse words. I'd like to invent new words, please, not just reuse the old ones. So, not moonshine. I'm a moonshiner.
A satellation.
Did you look that up, or did you just make that up?
Just made it up.
Oh,
Satellite.
That sounds quite good. Because if you're from Liverpool,
A loony.
Well, here we go, Tad.
From Luna.
If you're from Liverpool, what are you?
And at some
English?
point,
No,
That's like a...
no, if you're if you're from London, what are you?
Londoner.
Just from London.
Yeah,
A Londoner.
You're close. You're a Londoner. So if you're from Liverpool, what are you?
Liverpoolian?
Very dirty.
Liverpudlian. Very dirty.
Oh, God.
If you're from Manchester, what are you?
Yeah. Good old England.
Why is Liverpool named Liverpool? Did they have like some butchery techniques that were original or something?
No, I believe
Tad,
it's the end of the river.
Sorry.
River.
Tad, if you're from Manchester, do you know what you are? A criminal.
Soccer hooligan.
Mancunian is the correct
Yeah.
word, which is a little bit close to Mancubus.
I'm still right.
What about?
At some point, we might
people
need
from
a word
Manchester are soccer hooligans.
for someone that has not lived on a celestial body ever, like on a space station.
Oh,
I've
they're
got a cursor.
a belter.
I've got a cursor everywhere I look. Go away.
Yeah, mine does that, but then it goes away after a little while.
Shift
Oh, yeah.
Z?
No,
because
it's,
I
it's,
can
it's,
see
the
when
VR,
the
it's the VR cursor.
It went away after a little while.
Hey, we did! What's that? We did! Shauka, what's the rules, please? Can you just repeat the rules?
Huh? No, we're taking.
No overtaking on the first lap.
Oh, is it for everyone? Oh, apologise.
Oh,
I thought it was only OP for the super pros.
Yeah, I thought it was a gentleman's agreement as well.
well, yes, but obviously you're not a gentleman, you fuck.
No, I wasn't there when the agreement was made.
Yes, you were. It was your idea. It's
No,
literally
my idea. No, literally, it wasn't my idea. It was for you not to overtake on the first couple of corners, or do that.
Oh wow! Everyone, why did you all join me? I don't know. I've been kicked out the race.
Yeah, my idea was for you and Schalke to not, well, for no one really to overtake on the first couple of corners, but yeah.
To be fair, that is half a lap anyway. I feel we should maybe turn pit stops back on, by the way, at some point. So during your race, you have to do a pit stop, which is very interesting. Because I mean, I'd like to. I mean, the thing is, when Max and Rob and Jay are back, then we're going to get a little bit less reliability. But I'd like to go up to 10 laps, so there's a bit more. What's the word? More at stake, and then a pit stop.
You're making Schalke sweat so hard right now.
Good.
Because he's like, how much fuel is that?
Well, no, it fills you up when you go in. Schalke won't do it on his last lap then, so he's.
Not if you turn that off.
Oh, that was very well done. No one drove into anyone. Tad's internet looks acceptable.
I took the turn very badly. It almost stopped going forwards at all. It was not a good way to start the straight.
No, do not get behind me.
Look left, Schalke.
Jesus.
Tad, why are you driving so slowly? Get the fuck on with it.
What? I told you all to pass.
It's not how. Okay, now we'll pass because you.
There. Get out of here.
So why is that thing that
Get
can be
here.
passed?
Because he went off the track.
No, I don't have stable enough internet connection to trust myself around you all. Please, just leave me alone.
What?
I got physics off the track twice on the last match. Once by you, Schalke, and once by Izzard. Like, please, just leave me alone. The physics
Schalke.
isn't nice to me.
Schalke, I think I've changed my mind about freezing when you crash.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
I froze.
First froze and then not.
Well,
yeah, well, the thing is, what happened was I was looking in my rearview mirrors, and then I looked back in front of me, and suddenly there's a surprise car.
Yeah.
I didn't actually manage to avoid you, by the way, or did I hit you? I did swerve very hard.
no, there was a collision.
Oh.
I thought that's why you came off the track.
Well, I was, even if I hadn't hit you, I swerved so hard I was going to hit something.
The windscreen rule was supposed to be a one-off. Now I'm gonna have to reapply the
Windscreen rule?
AI 4D.
Yeah, I know he's talking about on his video. You see, this is what I mean about sarcastic editing. You can't deny it now. You've just given the prime example of it. So he surreptitiously inserted a one-off rule, which was that you have to look through the front of the car.
Wait, what? You have to look through the front of the car? Where else we
Yeah, you have use your windscreen to look at cars in front of you.
Well, yes, I did, but not with enough. To be fair, what rule is it where I have to leave enough gap? I did not leave enough gap between me and Sai.
Yeah, I guess that's an actual violation. But there's a rule about using the back mirrors, but there's no rule about using your windscreen.
No, what happened? I was using my rearview mirrors to keep an eye on you two, and then I looked in front of me, and Sai had spun out and just stopped.
Yeah, that was Schalke's excuse earlier when he said he was watching. Well, no, it was you actually. Schalke said his attention was distracted by me hitting wall in front of him, and yours was distracted by something going on behind you.
Oh, there was one bit earlier where Schalke got distracted by me completely ballsing up the corner, screaming past him, hitting the wall, and you took the corner fine, but unfortunately Schalke was so distracted by my pirouetting that he drove into you.
Suddenly my policy seems best of just staring fixedly at the bonnet.
That's the same thing. If you're there's nothing going on in front of you, mirror 1, mirror 2, mirror 3, map. Mirror 1, mirror 3, map. Gear change, mirror. Because there's nothing happening. Like well, there's about to be, so I'm now going to pay attention because Schalke is tackling. Tell
him that you're parallel. Tell him you've got significant overlap.
Well,
even if you haven't.
They really have.
No, I'm just barging.
No, there's overlap.
Is it significant?
Not giving sideways room.
I brake too hard so as not to drive into you. Oh, I don't know what the Sai's doing. What was that? Did you get distracted by everything going on in front?
No. I think I came off the gas completely when I should have kept a little bit on.
Oh, lift off oversteer. Okay.
I don't know how you haven't just passed me yet, Schalke.
I'm paying extra attention not to fall you when I do.
Oh.
There we go.
Yes. This now is the
and
time
sometimes
to catch up.
I run out of that. I did ram, so I give that back.
I'm going to flat shift all the way down here, see if I can't regain that time. Tad is lagging out.
I think next time we have a change.
Can
we change cars and keep this track?
No, gone again.
What cars would you like?
I don't mind, just a change.
And I come barging, bye-bye.
Bye. I braked very early so I could do a late apex and a slingshot, and it worked beautifully. Now, can I get past El Lago here?
Nice. Nope.
You should change your number plate. Your number plate should be SRY4LAG.
Sorry for lag.
No! Yes.
Well, get that shit out of here, Schalke.
No, I'm afraid I'm gonna get you. You did drive into me, then, you bad person.
I couldn't see what's happening, but something was. Contact did happen? So someone
And I've
got
driven
caught.
into you when you weren't there until a second after I made the turn.
The pancake user didn't look to his right. An unsurprising turn of events. So right now, Tad, you are lagged out entirely. I have no idea where you are. Hopefully you can see us.
Well, I'm not moving anymore, so
well.
This is the test to see just how long it takes for the game to decide, hey, that's where he's staying. We should probably send that to everybody else.
I mean, I see... So I reckon there's something also going on, because I see Tad stopped on the start-finish line. Exactly on the start-finish line. And this is not the first time I've seen him stop there. So I wonder if that is in some way related to the derpiness. Like, I'm getting position updates, but I haven't gotten the I finished a lap update, so my client thinks it's getting updates to the wrong lap and it's chucking them away. Something along those lines.
Oh. Because... Wait, there was one more lap, wasn't it?
Yes.
Shit.
I'm about to
well.
Oh, you've just teleported to the runoff area.
Yep, because I'm upside down in it.
Someone called Gil is bombing past me.
Whee!
The amount of positions lost for not being able to count is surprisingly much.
Yes, because yeah, you were in second, weren't you?
Yeah.
What car would you like then, Monsieur Izzard?
Well, if you're really going to let me choose, then we should have the most ridiculous one. What's the open one that's at like top right that is barely controllable?
LX6, alrighty. LX6 it is. Brave man.
Only for a little bit though, because I know it makes people feel sick.
It's not too bad. It's the scooter, the moped. No, the
Formula.
No, the Formula's not too bad. It's the go-kart that really, really makes me awful because it's too open. There you go, and kicked out of your cars. Oh, you've just connected.
I'll be back in a sec.
I saw somebody in one of these today. In fact, I had to drive a little bit today, and I saw a number of people. Tad, I thought I'd wait for Izzard to rejoin. Holy shit, I'm still spinning. I'm still spinning. I'm still spinning. I'm back in front of Tad again! So, I haven't checked if this is correct, but Bill Bailey said it, and I'm going to incline to believe it, so that Britain has the highest per capita ownership of convertible cars in Europe.
Wow.
Which you drive in the rain.
Which is because the weather is absolutely awful in the UK. But I saw, I mean, the smart car is a convertible, but I had the roof up today and the heated seats on. But I saw a guy in a convertible Mini in front of me, which was brilliant, because he had a woolly hat on because it was so cold.
LX6. Oh, I've got to move colours quickly. Oh, can't. Oh yeah, got to choose new colours. What's the default? I'm sure this helps Chalka's editing. We stick to the same colours.
I also saw somebody in one of these today in a caterum.
Is it like a kit car?
I think you can get them as kit cars, but most people don't. When you got to the point where you're spending, you know, between 5 and 10 grand on a car that is only any good on racetracks in sunny days, you tend to also pay someone to put it together. But yeah, you can get it as a pure kit. But mostly they don't do their own engine, so the engine in your caterum is very dependent on how much money you want to spend. So anything, lots of people use turbocharged 2-litre Ford Focus EcoBoosts, very popular. And if you want to spend real money, you have a supercharged V8. And then you get like 550 horsepower in this, which weighs about 500 kilos. We restart, Tad? There we go. So the trick with this car is not to put your foot down around the corner.
No.
Who just disappeared?
Okay, and it's got no throttle cut. I have to bounce the clutch. I mean, I've seen people drive these a lot. I mean, I've been in these. I've driven them on a skid pan. This is exactly what they're like. They are absolutely mad. The only thing they have going for them is an incredibly good power to weight ratio. They're fun, but they are very, very dangerous. And they only work when it's sunny. Because only when I go to track and it's the sunniest of days that you get like the Caterham's Owners Club will turn up. Sounds good though. It's not corner very well. Oh my god. And don't put the power down around the corners. That means don't squeeze the trigger all the way, Tad.
What I'm not doing.
Good man.
Mostly.
Well, things with this car, the best way to win is just to have everybody else screw.
However,
like I just said, oh, I can't.
Izzard, what was that? That's it.
Oh, are you near me?
No, he's on replay camera, I think. Oh.
I just passed.
No, I'm upside down.
I can see.
Because whoever is in the dark blue rear-ended me so bad I spun like 50 times through the air. What the fuck? Physics.
Well, I'm in dark blue, but I haven't gone into anyone.
Yeah,
I have not seen anybody, so you have been a fly in my windscreen. I'm sorry.
I'm just not quick enough. The steering wheel is too small to really correct failures. I can't spin it really quickly when you start to lose control. Oh, I think
clear. The stick is quite small and will do lock to lock very easily.
Yes, which is kind of handy if you want to. I couldn't save it like I start to fishtail, and I could not spin the wheel quickly enough to counteract and correct and not overcorrect. No, no, no! Ah! I corrected, but in getting my hands back on the wheel, smacked the headset recenter button.
Oh dear. Oh good, it does still have the horn.
Oh yeah, they're road legal cars generally, these. So the easiest way you can tell a British road legal car is open wheels are not legal on the roads. You must have a mudguard of some description over the wheels. Sometimes they are unbelievably token, but on this one, if you look at the front wheels, they've got the nice carbon fibre mudguards on them. Oh, what a drift! Oh, then I immediately spun it. Bugger. Good drift though. Oh, an actual drift! My goodness me! Should I kick myself for drifting? The drifting's not a problem, it's when it snaps back into control and it wants to spin in the other direction very quickly.
No.
With the real danger of losing control, there's like an actual good reason to go slow.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't brake. If you're losing control or about to lose control, braking is a very bad idea. So I'm going down the straight, opening up my sweet tin, putting a sweet in my mouth, and the lid back on, and change down some gears. Good lap tag.
Thank you. I didn't see.
7 seconds off your previous.
And that was with a lot of just squirreliness. Nice.
Accelerate later. Wait till it's straight, and you can plant all the speed with no issues.
Apparently, they're changing the law on handheld phone use whilst driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a bit weird because.
I agree.
Like if you're aux cording into your phone and you need to swap the song, that sounds like it's illegal now?
Hey
for
Siri,
you all?
next song. Hey Siri, skip. Hey Siri, play BFG Vision by Mick Gordon. Dad, what year are you fucking from? Shut up, Siri. Just you ask your phone. You don't need to touch it.
The main loophole they were closing up is that
What if you
it
are
was
too much of a Luddite to set that up?
The law was created quite a few years ago, before people had smartphones, and it was about telecommunications. So it was about sending and receiving messages, or making or receiving calls with a handheld phone. What they weren't anticipating was people like scrolling Instagram,
Playing Pokemon Go.
trying to update updating Facebook with a handheld phone. So it's closing that loophole, I think.
The important things to do while you're driving.
Well, I think it's a bit silly because you could have you can mount your phone or even have like an in-car entertainment system and be distracted by that if you're doing things on it that you shouldn't be doing when you should be driving.
So this has done the rounds on the Tesla forum because
There's people that stream while they drive.
not legally. Well, I guess that is.
Oh, really?
As long as you're
Well,
not,
but they do video calls and things like that, which is a problem.
as long as you're not.
But that would already
distracted,
fall
that's fine.
into the
same
old
thing.
law.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
that would already be covered by the old law.
Why would it? I'm allowed to have a
Because
phone
you're
call.
making a call.
I'm allowed to make a call as long as I don't use my hands to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's about handheld phones.
But I wouldn't have been breaking the law if I FaceTimed you.
If you were holding your phone
Oh, God,
to do a video call,
Yeah, you shouldn't be holding.
that was already covered, is what I'm saying.
But I mean, doing anything with both hands on the wheel is surely driving without due care and attention. I mean, I nearly got hit by a woman yesterday.
No,
because-
you can change gear.
Shit. Dora. Yeah, but only for the required amount of time. Because I said I nearly got hit by a
Yeah,
woman.
but that's not how the law works. It's not defined in terms of you
Yeah.
can let go of the wheel to change gear for this number of seconds. It's about handheld phones,
Yeah,
and
but the
previously about calls
But
and
we-
messaging.
but we
Let me get
al-
my foot-handled phone then.
But
Jesus.
we already have annoyingly fluffy traffic laws like middle lane hogging and driving without due care and attention. We already have ones that the traffic pole can use their discretion whether or not people are breaking the law.
What's this middle lane hogging law that you're referring to?
It's something like it counts as
The
driving.
highway
at-
code says that you should move back across.
There is a my problem with the middle lane hogging law change of law, and I can't repeat it verbatim, is that it is vague. It doesn't say if you are in the middle lane for more than 30 seconds without pulling back in, you are in violation of the law. That's the issue. It's up to interpretation, and I hate that. Law should be this is fine, this is not.
Oh no, I'm afraid to say the law is an arse, as we say. It's very grey, and you can see people get sentencing very different for the same offences.
Yes.
Just because there's a different judge.
Well, a friend of mine got,
And even despite of guidance.
Well, a friend of mine got a on-the-spot fine for using his phone. And first of all, he messaged me, but he messaged me on Google Hangouts, not an SMS. And I said to them, you should have contested it because they can't prove you sent the message. He was stopped in traffic. The traffic wasn't going anywhere. He just happened to be next to a policeman. And even worse.
Wait, you should have contested it because they might not be able to prove it. That's not very honest.
That's because the law was about sending and receiving text messages and phone calls, not about using third-party apps. But the point was he was stopped.
No. It's about telecommunications, isn't it? What it doesn't cover though is, like, as I said, scrolling through Instagram or playing a game.
But in this case,
it doesn't have to be a text message like an SMS. There's no such ambiguity about it was an SMS and versus an iMessage. That isn't where the problem lies.
Anyway, he should have contested it because they put it through the system as other. So it wasn't speeding, it wasn't using a phone. I think it was code 47, which is what you do when there's no code to cover what the person did. And this meant he had a real hard time getting insured because he had to explain in great detail what happened, but he wasn't down as using a handheld device whilst driving. He was down as this fucking non-code, which insurance companies really didn't like.
No, well, if it makes you feel any better, I think most police officers don't really like traffic officers either.
Our bad. That's okay, so I've got your joke about your number plate.
Thanks.
No, there's been some talk about on the Tesla forums, because the Tesla doesn't let you do a whole bunch of stuff whilst you're driving. So you can only use Netflix when it's parked and things.
You can't change the horn into a fart noise, for example.
This is also true.
What?
You can only do that when the car has stopped.
Oh, makes sense.
So all such pranks are premeditated?
No, basically you can't fuck about while you're driving, that's the short version. But you can't watch Netflix, but the infotainment is vast and huge with lots and lots of things on it. And the question is like, well, I can touch my sat-nav while I'm driving, but I don't know if you are allowed to.
Yeah, it's just, it tries to be very black and white, but it isn't. It's just the way people will always find edge cases, and that's why the law has to keep being updated. One of the things we struggled with was, for years there was an exemption in the Road Traffic Act section that says you can't have a display, that you can see from the driver's position. So emergency vehicles had this exemption, and that went. So that means that all the kit that was installed in police cars, like their terminals, their mobile data terminals and so on, were no longer legal.
But if you can't have a display, but surely except sat-nav.
Yeah, there's an exemption for sat-nav, but that's not the only thing that emergency vehicles use. They use incident reports, checking ANPR, things like that.
Yeah.
That's all gone now. So police officers now use mobile phones and pull over, or someone else operates the phone for them.
Yeah.
Whereas in movies, 30 years ago, you had American cops driving along whilst operating a great big terminal with a mechanical keyboard on the passenger seat.
Oh, it's still a great big terminal.
Yeah.
It's still a very large terminal in their cars.
Yeah,
it's
because
quite insane.
Yeah, because the only other space they need is for a massive shotgun.
No, that's stored in a little pouch on the right.
Oh, that's in the trunk. What was it? For a while there, our cops were getting chargers, and none of the cops liked them because they didn't have a cup holder.
Really?
Yep. They're not buying chargers anymore.
My Impreza does have a cup holder. However, there is a definition in the Subaru world, or the Impreza world, of good turning. And good turning is where you take a left-hander, or perhaps say just a right-hander, in such a way that the coffee cup leaves the coffee cup holder, which is mounted high up in the middle of the dash, and it hits your door without having touched anything in between. So it has a cup holder.
i3s come with a cup holder, and there are 4 slots that it can mount in. So you can potentially amass 3 more cup holders and have them all sitting there at the center console as well. However, they're incredibly expensive to buy from BMW. So the running joke, whenever anyone posts like a picture of their car smashed up or upside down in a ditch or something, is, can I have your cup holders?
Would you like to 3D print you some? Already got them.
No, everyone already does that.
Ah.
And they also 3D print holders for other things that go in the cup holder slot, like key holders and phone mounts and stuff like that.
Oh.
I got the hang of this drifting.
So, Tad, Carl Rittenhouse walked free.
Yes.
What do you think?
Sure. Yeah. He defended himself. That's exactly what was supposed to happen.
So, let me get this straight, Tad.
I don't know much about it, but it's...
The fact that he took a firearm across state lines when he wasn't licensed to do so is fine, then?
He didn't.
No, it
Didn't he?
move across
He
the
didn't.
lines.
The gun was already in the state. No, they proved that.
Ah.
The gun was already in the state.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of issues with it. Like, even if you think he defended himself, which, looking at it a certain way, seems like he did, he put himself in that situation by being a vigilante 17-year-old carrying that weapon around. That was completely avoidable. And secondly, I'm not quite sure, and I don't know much about it, I'm not quite sure why the prosecution went for, like, murder. Like, they must have known that was going to be easily rebutted.
So, I have been watching this
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on Imgur, which is generally a very left-wing leaning social media site. And from the chatter on there, the judge is a 2FA, Second Amendment, nut. He is very, very pro-Trump. Apparently the prosecutor fucking chucked it out. Like the prosecutor apparently has done an awful job. Like, they're showing evidence and he's like, oh, we didn't realise that. Like, apparently it's been just an almost absolute farce from what I have ascertained by people who are very much on the left-wing side of this.
Okay, well, so that's not surprising that left-thinking people would think it was...
People on the right are just saying this, like, this really was kind of a shit show.
So,
oh, really?
Do you have to be 17 or 16 to own
Oh,
guns
yeah.
in the US?
Well, I don't think it's right.
Purchase.
Well, it's a question
Like,
of
it was never his gun to begin with.
Right, but okay, but he has killed 2 people, and that's fine. It's not being deemed as illegal, and so 17-year-olds can use guns in your country.
Yeah.
Hunting
You don't see all the pictures of people taking their 8-year-old kids to the range with them? And
Right,
they
but
get to fire
even
the ARs and
even
whatever
then, like,
rifles?
a 17-year-old defending themselves from,
Did you
let's
not
say,
hear the
people
story
breaking
of
into
the 9-year-old girl that killed a range instructor with an Uzi because he wasn't paying attention?
Okay, but that's on private.
Well, that sounds like an
private
accident.
land, though. That's not the same. So, did he break
It
the
was.
law? Did he break the law by being a 17-year-old in public with a gun? Is that legal? Is 17
No.
16? It's not.
No.
So he has broken a whole bunch of laws, but he's not getting in trouble for those either.
Right, whereas I think
Well,
that's
they
the problem
didn't
with it.
prosecute him for those, did they?
No, and I think that's what I said. The two things that the problem with it are A, the circumstances, because he put himself there being a 17-year-old with a gun going out to, because he was asked to help basically police a protest, and secondly, the prosecutor's going for murder. Apart from that, everything was fine.
Because it doesn't murder by definition premeditated, though. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, look, I know in the US you get 3 degrees of murder. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Dumping the clutch on the lights, by the way, is a good way to make the car spin. Yes. Why? Yeah. So don't dump the lunch. Don't dump the clutch if you want to get away with it. But yeah, that's what I mean about the. I say, admittedly, left-leaning people saying that the prosecutor basically set it up to fail. I guess Tad can't see me.
Yeah.
So whose side were they on?
Fully see that being the case, yes. They were on their own.
Later on, we'll find out the prosecutor was.
This was only supposed to be a dog and pony show.
I don't know what that is.
It's where the white guy
It's for
walks
the
free
show.
from court.
Ah. But yeah, I have seen even some right-wing people going, yeah, this does not set a good precedent in the slightest. Like, this is not what you want.
Who touched me? Who touched me?
Because there was that woman and that bloke during the BLM.
Tad touched me.
There was the woman and that bloke during the BLM, and all they did was basically all they did was basically threaten people with their guns.
Yeah.
They didn't even fire them, and that was definitely illegal, apparently, and they got into trouble for it. But this was okay.
What? But that's on their property.
Yeah,
like, I never understood that one. I didn't see what happened with that one.
In that case, I'm on their side. I am absolutely on their side. I mean, it was like, oh, it was a peaceful protest. Like, the protesters ripped the wrought iron gate off their fucking estate. There was no peaceful anything about this. And they didn't fire anyone, but they were deemed to be using their guns in a threatening manner, which is not legal. And at the other end of it, you can go shooting people. And that's apparently you can get away with that. So, it's like the thing.
If you're gonna pull out your gun, just start shooting. That's all I'm hearing.
Well, the thing you have to understand, Tad, is
quite an interesting message, huh?
To British sensibilities, the entire concept of being allowed to have a gun, which purpose is purely to kill people, is just a bit alien. Like, we don't have that here at all.
Yeah, totally agree.
And even on top of that, I don't think I'd barely trust somebody who's 20-year-old with a fucking hammer or a car, let alone
29. I'd say I'd start to trust people around the age of 30. I'd start to trust people.
Well, car insurance
yeah, I agree.
Don't start to trust you till you're 30, so I agree.
If anyone in America thinks that Rittenhouse thing is a little kooky, yeah, imagine what it's like for us. We think it is absolutely batshit insane.
Yeah, because I mean, I mentioned before, the US. In the UK, our right-leaning politics are pretty much what you guys would call centrist. Like, no one would run on the case of gun control or abortion. Like, you'd be a fucking mental to try that. That's just not a thing. But you guys actually have people who run on those bases.
I saw a clip, and it was something in the context of the Rittenhouse thing, and it was a protest, and there was also lots of guys standing around in uniform with guns and all their equipment and everything, keeping the peace or whatever. And I was sort of looking at this thinking, oh, that's an interesting uniform. What, are they police officers? No, they're soldiers, right? Oh, no, they're neither of those things. They're a militia.
Are they concerned citizens?
Just they're concerned citizens, yeah. But they've organised themselves up with a uniform and quite high-end equipment, you know. And it's just like now that to a Brit looks really fucking freaky.
I can't remember what state it is, but this happened again very recently in a school because they were having a mask mandate discussion, and a whole bunch of people turned up in full fucking what's the term for it? What's the correct term what's the correct term for tactical or fatical as they call it, yeah. But tactical.
Oh yeah, that's the word.
Gear.
Yes.
To basically oversee what the school's decisions were on wearing masks.
God almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a chilling effect at all.
Well, that's the thing, and for some reason the school passed no mask
DJ.
mandates. Hello. Victims freeze! Oh fuck, spun trying to avoid you.
For me, the most thing was what does it exhausting the lesser options means, and I guess it's about jury and what's reasonable. But I do give people being in a riot-like situation, they need to keep their cool a little more than usual.
Oh, certainly if you've got a gun. I'm driving along in a straight line, but my steering wheel's now at 45 degrees. Thanks, Tad.
Interesting.
Like it's going in a perfectly straight line just to
What? You hit me!
I did not hit you. Your internet was the main culprit.
I was in front!
Your internet was the
Oh yeah, but... Well, yeah, but... You're making it very hard for us to catch up to Joka.
Now, I might have mentioned before, I was in the US in a school and I did a talk. And one of the questions was, what's the difference between your country and ours? Do you have WWF? And I was like, fuck. And I said, the main one is we don't have guns. Because I was in rural Maine where fucking, you get just utes going, no, not utes, what do you call them? What do you call it? A flat? What would you call like an SUV with a bit in the back?
Family car.
No. Tad, what do you call
Truck?
that?
A minivan?
No, with a bit in the back to put stuff that you could put a swimming pool in, like a small one.
A truck.
Oh, the Avalanche.
What?
No, it's only one car that does it. It is the Avalanche,
Okay,
so just
Tad,
call it that. It doesn't have a name because it's the only one.
No, stop talking. No. What do you have an SUV and you could have a cab on the back, or you could have a
A flatbed?
Is it a flatbed? Because it's got sides. It's not a flatbed.
No, it's the truck bed with the clamshell on the top of it.
No clamshell, just a truck bed. Right. What do you call that? What is a vehicle with a truck bed?
Yeah.
A truck.
That's the front's an SUV.
Yeah, but what do you call that?
A truck.
It's not a
They're all. Yeah, it's a truck.
Trucks. Wait, but this is just a car with a fucking bed on the back. That's not a truck.
I feel like I've been saying truck for 10
No,
minutes.
it's
now.
an extended cab truck.
No, for God's sake. What? Okay, Tad,
It's a truck.
Tad, what's a Subaru Brat?
Sorry, can I just check? You don't know the
idea.
answer, do you?
I'm trying to remember the answer because I know the Australian term for it, but I can't remember the American term for it. And the answer is
Will you know the answer when you hear it?
Yes, I hope so.
Unless the answer is truck.
But Tad, when you finish crashing, just Alt-Tab out and Google Subaru Brat and tell me what that is, please. Because that's definitely not a fucking truck.
Brat. BRAT.
You want like the colloquial name for it, right?
Yeah, but it's not a truck. It's definitely not a truck. That's not the term for it. I'd call it a ute, which is the Australian term for utility vehicle, and I don't think they call it that either. Oh, my clutch.
Subaru Brat.
Yes.
What does Wikipedia say?
Ah, they will say it's a ute because it's an Australian vehicle. I have seen Imprezas converted into Brats. They're amazing. I would love one, but they never did one. So what is that, Tad?
An El Camino.
What? That's the fucking car. What is the term for a vehicle like that? I've forgotten my point now. I was going to mention something involving a ute, and I remembered that that's known as an Australian term. An El Camino is one of these things, but what is an El Camino? It's not a car, it's not a truck.
Literally just what we call them. That's the only style that America has is the El Camino. That's it. Period. No one else.
Well,
no one else made one of these.
It's a light duty 4-wheel drive
in America
utility, so it is a ute.
Yeah. For what we were talking about, why did I mention utes?
Yeah, we would just call that an El Camino.
Well, no, we were talking about the difference between Americans and Brits.
Yes, I was in Maine, and everyone's got. Sorry, what was it? Light duty pickup utility vehicles with guns in the back, just like half a dozen rifles in the back because it was hunting season. And I'm like, this is completely alien.
Yeah.
And I said, we don't have it. They go, what happens if someone breaks into your house? I'm like, they won't have a gun. How do you defend yourself? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'd hit them with a bat. Like they definitely won't have a gun. And if they do have a gun, they can have my television. What the fuck, Tad?
Sorry, that was my fault completely.
I know.
I'm just going to spectate for this one.
I was trying to drive with one hand. It didn't go well.
No,
you want to join before we restart?
No, he said he wanted to watch and spectate. Yeah, we're going to have to restart because Tad took out Schalke.
No, I'm going to spectate and see if I can attempt to distract you with moderating some highbrow discussion about philosophical razors. I know you like to think about things whilst you drive.
Yeah, well, I've got the Gillette, the vibrating one, and it's really good. And I've thought about the one that actually heats the blades, but I'm not sure. It's a bit expensive. They have just marked it down to about 60 quid, though.
Heats the blades?
Yeah, so it says just like a hot
heats
water
the
wash.
blades.
It heats the blades, yeah. It's the new Gillette one. It's 130 quid, but it flops. They've just marked it down.
What?
There was a time when the Onion published a story about a razor having 5 blades, because that was the craziest thing they could think of at the time.
I'm surprised the Onion hasn't retired, just going, look, we don't know what to do anymore.
Well, the Onion's been going for so long now that things that they published have a tendency to turn out to actually happen.
Yes.
Because you can imagine them publishing something like Donald Trump president in 2010 or something like that,
No, I mean, it generally is right-wing politicians, but I've also seen people tweeting links to the Onion, like, not realising that it's satire. Like, oh, have you seen what Tom Cruise has done? I mean, like, it's the Onion.
Right, what razors do you know? Give you a free starter one that everyone knows.
Gillette.
Occam's razor.
Occam, Hanlos, I'm saying it wrong.
Hanlons, yeah.
Cutthroat.
Oh, that's right.
Straight. Curved.
Okay, so...
Safety.
So, go on, let's have a quiz. Anyone could say what Occam's razor is?
Occam's razor is the simplest explanation is usually correct, I believe.
Yeah, and Hanlon's razor, Shelka?
I don't remember what's that about.
That was fuck Occam, he's a twat.
No. You know it, but you might not remember. It's Hanlon's razor is never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity.
Oh, is it? I thought the quote was incompetence. I've always said that. I've got it wrong. Damn.
Basically the same sentiment. The rest of them, I don't think I was familiar with. So, Hitchin's razor.
Oh, I have heard that, but I don't know it. The phrase is familiar.
So Hitchin's razor is what can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Yes.
Which I quite like.
Yes. Incidentally, do you know Murphy?
I like that.
Do you know what Murphy's law is?
Well, it's what I tend
Anything
to
that can go wrong will go wrong.
Do you know what Cole's law is?
Yes. It's something I have with my meal.
Damn it.
Not off the top of my head.
Thinly sliced cabbage and lettuce in sauce.
Lol. God damn it.
Occasionally, Occasionally, I like to do family-friendly jokes. I have heard. What was that third one? By the way, Hitchin's razor. I have heard that one. That's a good one.
Hume's guillotine. Hume's guillotine. Which you won't get because it's quite long.
Is it French?
Guillotine is French. Guillotine is not. No, I don't know that one.
Okay, buckle in, here it comes. What ought to be cannot be deduced from what is. If the cause assigned for any effect be not sufficient to produce it, we must either reject that cause or add it to such qualities as will give it a just proportion to the effect. Snappy.
Yes, I think you're going to take an Occam's razor.
In the short form, just fine. Can't do ought from is.
That cannot extrapolate due to incomplete data.
Yeah, that's possibly along the same lines. Along the same lines. Alder's razor, ALDER.
Don't know.
No, nobody. Okay. If something cannot be settled by experiment or observation, then it is not worthy of debate.
Oh, I think these are anti-religion things, I believe.
Yeah.
I actually did have a religion question, and Max isn't here, so I'll ask it of you people, because I was curious. And I mean, no disrespect here, I'm genuinely curious what the devout Christian answer is. So, correct if I'm wrong, but the Tower of Babel was God's punishment for us trying to build a tower to heaven to see God, was to give everyone different languages so we couldn't intercommunicate, so humankind didn't do very well at shit.
I've never heard it pronounced as Babel before.
Well, it's
I haven't either, but we can go with it.
Well, it's from
I assumed it was Babel, like the Babel fish in Hitchhiker's Guide.
Well, but forget the pronunciation of that
makes
one
sense.
word. How about the rest of what I just said?
No, I stopped listening at that point.
Oh, well,
I was thinking about what I was going to say. Start again. But say Babel.
So the Tower of Babel was God's punishment. So the Tower of Babel was a tall tower built up towards heaven, and God punished mankind by cursing them with different tongues, like different languages at this point. And that was the punishment for trying to come and see God in heaven for building a big tower.
I don't think it was punishment. It was the method of preventing it to pass.
Yeah, but my point is, as we have had many discussions on this time, the Bible is literal, not figurative. So my question is, assuming that's true, and I haven't got the story completely asked about face, how come? Well, first of all, why did God punish them for building a 50-foot tower, and why hasn't God punished us for building, SpaceX and stuff?
I thought you were going to say, given that all of those are equal and the above, would anyone like a tea cake? Yeah.
But if that's the case, I don't know what the devout Christian argument is for why God has gone, I don't know, build what the fuck you like, I don't give a shit.
Right, well, I politely request, hold that thought for a second, because your race is about to finish, and I've got 3 more razors to tell you about.
You have 1 minute.
Okay, so Sagan standard, which will be Carl Sagan. This one's nice and pithy.
To create an apple pie, you must first make the universe from scratch.
No, it is extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Really?
Which is basically, that's basically going, really?
But surely I can claim something extraordinary and then just prove it with just very simple proof. If you added the word sometimes, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, but it means that ordinary things don't need lengthy proofs, or like if you claim something ordinary, your standard of proof is lower than if you claim something surprising.
Yeah, but for example, the new Tesla does 0-60 at 1.99, which is not
extraordinary. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, but it is absolutely extraordinary. It is a mind-boggling achievement above and beyond anything that's imagined before. But you can prove it with very simple proof. That was my point. Go on. What the other two?
Get in there and slam the accelerator.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's the proof there is just actually doing the extraordinary thing.
Yeah, but it's measuring the extraordinary thing, which is not extraordinary. It's very simple to measure acceleration.
It's very firm proof, but you need good evidence to convict for murder, but you don't need that much evidence to write a ticket for parking.
Yeah, and also it's not just measuring it. In order to, if you're going to claim, if you want to prove it, then you have to make a Tesla do that, doing the extraordinary thing.
Which is not a difficult thing to do.
No, but it's the evidence of the extraordinary thing.
Yes, but the evidence is very ordinary and simple and easy.
Doing the extraordinary thing.
Yeah, but I got a tweet, Carl. Yeah, it's not though, man. Is he on?
I don't think he's going to argue with you. Right, two more then.
Do you know why he won't argue with me? You got 2 options. It's either because I'm right or because he's dead. He's dead, I'm afraid. Go on, what's the next one?
Oh, sorry. Did you think? Oh, right. It absolutely baffled me there because you thought there were people who didn't know he was dead.
You said he wouldn't argue with you, and you are correct.
Because he's dead.
Yes, because he's dead.
Well, I thought everyone knew that.
Well,
so I was like, what? Well, where's this going?
That's an extraordinary claim. Can you back it up with ordinary evidence?
Only the absence of any output from him, unfortunately, which is not the best kind of evidence, is it?
No. Go on, what's the last 2?
He could just be being shy. Popper's falsibility principle.
Never wear trousers.
Sorry, I misread that.
Or they'll open up.
Not that kind of Popper.
Oh.
Popper's falsifiability principle. For a theory to be considered scientific, it must be falsifiable. That's actually a really good one. If you ever watch Veritasium, I think he mentions this principle quite a bit.
Yes.
Saying, I have to, or Steve Mould.
I haven't seen that, but mention Veritasium after you get back in, because I need to mention something about that.
Yeah. And lastly, Grice's razor. As a principle of parsimony, conversational implications are to be preferred over semantic context for linguistic explanations.
God, I need to remember what parsimony means.
That's a bit complex.
What's parsimony?
Let Schalke figure that one out. Parsimony is...
Because I forgot. Oh, I know the word.
Weird. I tapped on parsimony because it was hyperlinked in Wikipedia and it goes to Occam's razor.
It doesn't go to parsnips.
So Occam's razor, also known as the principle of parsimony, or the law of parsimony, from Latin lex parsimoniae.
Being able to understand things, parsimony?
I don't know. Yeah,
hey,
that's
Siri,
all I've got time for.
Define
Since more or less
parsimony.
theory is the best.
The Alan Parsons Project.
Hey Siri, define parsimony.
I was been waiting for that one.
Can't even say it. No, it's define
Setting air conditioning to -5.
It's on the other side of the room, to be fair. Yes, so Veritasum, I have watched it. It's got some great production values in a lot of it. Did you watch the one with the propeller-powered car that goes faster than air?
Yeah, I watched all of them.
Oh my
God,
great. My brain goes no. But
brilliant.
It's actually brilliant, and the fact that the physics professor went, "You're totally wrong," and they go, "Well, we have built one," and actually paid up, I think is amazing.
Right, but then there was some follow-up to that, wasn't there, as well?
I have watched some more, but I can't remember what one. They built a big one.
Well, yeah, so there's various little gotchas, like, yes, it's going faster than the wind speed, but only some of the time, and that's as a result of a previous burst of wind speed and things like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they've proven it all. Right, it's like the treadmill and the airplane one. People get the wrong idea at the beginning, and then don't manage to change how they're thinking. But yeah, it took me a while to get it because it's genius and it's brilliant and I love it. And if you've ever seen a strand beast, it's a lot easier to think about.
A what?
A strand beast. It's a wind-powered mechanical walking machine. Strand and then beast with 2 E's because it's Dutch. They don't know any
the thing
better.
with all the legs that walks sideways, is it?
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't go sideways, does it? It just
sort of
goes like a millipede.
Yes.
Someone did that with a bicycle, and it's really weird to watch.
They went sideways with a bicycle. Oh, Tad's lagged out.
No, it's just all those. It was just all those legs.
Is it just me?
For propulsion.
Or do we end up waiting here quite a lot?
Just go.
But we haven't finished the first lap yet.
Right, but the idea... we should put this in writing so that you understand it. It's not about making sure you stay behind everyone the entire first lap. It's just about not racing to get past on the first turn, that's all. You do what you like after that.
Okay, thanks.
Oh god, here we go.
Sorry, that was on turn 1, but not the turn 1 of the race. Oh, good save, Schalke. That was superb. Hello. Oh, God.
No.
That's...
Well, no.
Did you mess your gear change up?
Yeah.
I distracted him by staring at him. No, on the flip side, I'm happy not to overtake, but it would behoove, good word, people to take the first lap more carefully and stop spinning off around the first lap, which both you and Tad did.
No, everyone should just chill out and not try to get past on the first turn. That's all I was requesting. Just like basically keep the grid order for the first turn and then do what you like.
Well, what we're basically doing here is a rolling start to the race, which is, again, a very common thing. Because it makes it a lot safer. I'm very surprised the game does not support a rolling start.
There's at least key understandings on what we are doing.
Yeah, so like coming to a dead stop just because someone's crashed in front of you was not what I was intending at all.
No, that was just mostly for the lols, because Shaq and I parked up and had a chat. Oh, have you seen...
What are you doing now?
He's just crashed. Have you seen the Galaxy Quest documentary? It's brilliant.
No?
It's fucking brilliant. It's on Amazon Prime. What the It's absolutely brilliant. Really, really, really highly recommended.
I'll look for that.
I have so many fascinating Galaxy Quest facts that I could tell you and ruin it.
No, I'll look out for that. Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I was like, oh. Absolutely awesome.
Go on, Tad, you got this.
Don't do that.
Slower, Tad, slower.
So, for the tower question, when they went to the moon, they didn't say that now worship me and burn everybody else. They said something along the lines of a small step for humankind. And that's not full divinity, and therefore that's not the kind of danger that the Babel Tower posed.
Well, hold on. First of all, Schalke, as a human being living on planet Earth, how the fuck do you not know exactly what was said to the nth degree?
I do know well on, but it's not comparable why they were building the tower in the myth.
We'll come back to that.
Cheats.
What did Neil Armstrong say?
One small step for a man.
He went one small step for man.
A man.
There was a pause, but a silent pause, attributed to dropout.
Yeah. And heightened emotions.
And small step for humankind.
Mankind. They should have said one small step for all mankind.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
It's a small step for a man, but it's a massive step down for a woman. I'll do it.
But I believe, Schalke, that they were building a tower to heaven to visit God. The point is, if you believe the Bible literally, what the fuck were they building that God took so seriously to wreck the entire civilization's language? And why haven't we done it again? Whatever that thing was, because it wasn't a fucking tower. We know what's above the earth, and there's definitely no heaven. We've been up there. We have a space station up there. We'd have spotted it.
Well, when you say above the earth, do you mean above the middle of the earth or above the circumference?
Well, we've pretty much covered it all up there, I believe.
There is the version where it stopped because it's hopeless, because like they are not accomplishing anything.
But that's
because there's nothing in the sky.
But that's not what happened. God was so pissed off with that happening, we all spoke one language back then, and now we all spoke different languages because God was so pissed off with what we were doing. And there was no futility about it. He was properly angry. Waved his hand or whatever MacGuffin the Lord uses to wreak his havoc upon us. But my question is, what was it, and why haven't we managed it again? And if it was that important the first time round, why has nothing happened?
It's because it's all made up.
Well, okay, yeah, but if you believe the Bible literally, then there is an answer. Because I did point out, because Max said there's no contradiction in the Bible, and I pointed one out, and he found a generally agreed upon Christian response as to why, although that is a contradiction, it doesn't count. Oh no, yeah, but that's because it doesn't matter. It's in there. It's a contradiction. You can't just say it's not a real one because X. But for that same argument, what is the correct, the agreed upon theological response to fundamental Christians about the Tower of Babel? I don't know the answer, but they have one. There will be one. There'll be a standard answer.
But it can get.
I like mini Babels.
It's hard to then relate to like real terms, and if you want to understand in order to be hostile against it, that's gonna be like.
Well, no,
God, who's behind me?
I get the same thing with flat earthers. I'm fascinated to hear the argument about seasons or Australia or flight paths. The best thing about flat earthers is they have an answer for everything, but they don't have one answer for everything. They have different answers. So,
what's your challenge to a flat earther is, how do you explain Australia?
Yes, because Australia doesn't work on a flat earth model.
Because
the stars are different.
It doesn't work on a round earth model. It's just Australia.
Have you been to the southern hemisphere, Si?
I do like all the...
No, I'm asking you what the Australia thing was.
Because the stars don't. The stars are different in Australia.
And then I said nothing.
Well, yes, but I mean, I'm asking,
toilet flush is different.
But I'm asking. No, that's not true. I'm asking if you've been, because I've been to Australia, and this is why I looked this one up, because the stars are noticeably different. Like, they look weird. It feels like you're on an alien planet. It's not like, oh, I'm told the stars are different. You look up going, this is not the night sky I am even very slightly used to. But flat Earth theory,
that's an amazing time, Shulka.
Flat Earth theory doesn't work if Australia has a different sky to the rest of the world. And the only plausible, there's two plausible answers. Well, plausible. One is that Australia doesn't exist, and the other one is there's a mirror up there that is distorting the stars from a certain angle and other such.
Well, I only know what flat earthers think the Earth is shaped like. I don't know what they think the sky is shaped like.
Well, no, they don't. This is the thing. There's no consensus on the shape of the Earth. They all come up with something different. All of them. This is the thing. Some say there's an infinite waterfall. Some say there is an ice wall around the edge. Some say it goes on forever. Like, there is no one consensus, and each flat Earth.
Why don't any of them go and look?
Well, because you can't. Because NASA stops you.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is the thing. Because the justification there is. They point out the Arctic Treaty that basically says normal people aren't allowed to go to the Arctic, and it's like, well, you're kind of not, but only more to do with the fact you'll die if you go to the Arctic more than anything else. Chaka, wait for you. But yeah, this is the thing. I don't understand why we haven't had any flat Earth expeditions going to just head west. Just keep heading west. See how long you can head west for before you go, hold on a minute, this doesn't work. Although the west is Widdershins, I think.
Yeah, that's Pratchett, isn't it?
No, so it's correct. Widdershins and term-wise is the correct term for moving east and west, or east and west on around the face of a disc is term-wise and Widdershins. But obviously Terry Pratchett. Whoa, Tad, teleport.
Yeah.
But flat earthers don't believe their beliefs for technical reasons.
No, the problem.
They don't what?
Like, their beliefs are not very high technical quality. Like, it's easy to find contradictions and it's not really cashing out.
I jumped, sorry. Yeah, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, I would say. Anyone remember whose razor that is?
Sagan.
Yeah. But there is like a way, how would you like avoid being a flat earther, and that will involve taking something for somebody's trust. And there's like a real issue in that you can't really personally verify a lot of what the worldview is.
I'm afraid you can. That's the point. You can confirm it mathematically. You can confirm it with technology. So, for example, a gyroscope proves the Earth is round and spins once every 24 hours. It proves it. There's no alternate explanation other than I don't think that gyroscopes work like that. That is literally the only other explanation.
I think you are underestimating the possibility of trying different things if you allow like large deviations.
No,
and not just single point deviations.
No, my point is, if we're on a disk, no iteration of the disk has a gyroscope exhibit, whatever, it's 22.5 degrees of drift per hour. There isn't one. It doesn't work. It would do a certain thing. It doesn't do that. And the only way you can do that is on a globe. Like there is no other explanation. There just isn't, other than gyroscopes aren't real.
Yeah, but in order to have a good grasp of gyroscopes, you like have to have belief that the methods are sound, and you are like not having an illusion of understanding, but actually understanding, or something like that.
This is if you don't understand trigonometry, you shouldn't be arguing what fucking shape the Earth is. Go away and learn trig, then learn.
Why not?
This is like arguing how a word isn't spelled if you don't know how to if you don't know what the letters of the alphabet are.
Yeah, but that's just every argument where you understand things better than the other person. It's always very frustrating. And I'm not even suggesting that flat earthers are stupid. I'm just saying you're off to a losing battle. Just because you might be right doesn't mean it's easy to convince someone of something.
But I would say this is the thing. If you spend any time at all working in trigonometry and Euler spaces, I mean, this stuff is just obvious. It's so fundamentally obvious. So one of the things I saw in the recent Flat Earth documentary was, so we believe that NASA does have satellites in space, spy satellites, and they can prove that the Earth is on a dome. All they have to do, and I love this, is use a spy satellite to take a photo of someone like on a bicycle in Australia and show them upside down.
I think it's Command R on a map.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't understand why, but their failure to grasp working in three-dimensional space just with that statement is amazing. Like, go away and play Kerbal Space Program, play it for a week, come back, and you'll have a fairly good grasp of why that's nonsense.
Well, they've got no interest in listening to reason, have they?
From how they are.
Well, a lot of them, the only interest they have is more hits on the YouTube channel. It's sad and
yes, which is where you invoke the rule about it's impossible to convince someone of something when their livelihood depends on them not understanding it.
Ah, whose razor is that?
Gillette.
You should have said Israel's razor.
No, I didn't come up with that. I don't know who did though.
Now I'm tempting to formulate a principle that you can say anything if you know your audience won't check you.
That's a good one. I like that. That could be your razor. That's what's that one? Whose is that?
Chalker's razor.
Chalker.
Okay.
I don't know if it has appeared somewhere. It's a sensible thought, so surely somebody has said it.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, what you're talking about is like cult of personality, basically. Because I had this.
Yeah, if you just say something with enough gusto and confidence that people just won't even bother to look it up.
No, see, my razor would be, if someone has enough followers on their social media platform and say something, people will believe them. I can't remember who it was now, I think it was Jimquisition. They basically were going on about a game on Xbox Live Indie Games. And they're like, oh, but it's just the indie platform, it doesn't count, it's not like a real game that shifted real numbers. And I actually tweeted him going, this game is the 5th best-selling game on the Xbox, bar none. But the problem was, because he has lots of followers, people treat what he says as fact, even though he's completely talking out his arse. Or what's that guy, Thunderfoot, on solar freaking roadways, going, oh, how are you supposed to see an LED in the daytime? It's like, what the fuck do you think traffic lights are made out of, matey? Oh, LEDs. Can you see them in sunlight? Yes, you can. Shut up. But because he's famous and has lots of followers, people believe what he says.
Yeah, but there's like, it's more insidious. Like, if you have scientific papers, you're supposed to have like references and like backing on other literature on what you're saying. But the amount of readership that actually goes and checks those is like negligible. And I think there was some kind of practice on when you were trying to make a really scientific paper, and then it gets rejected because the references are too old, and then you resubmit it with more up-to-date references, keeping the text the same exact, so that the content hasn't changed, but the references are updated, and then people are like more. They think of more positively on that, and they think it's more valid because they check on when the book has been released, but they don't ever go read it or anything like that, or the percentage of readership that does that is like low tens or something.
I have done that occasional Wikipedia articles. I've seen the quotation gone, really? And then looked at the citation, and it's looking like a 300-page paper sometimes. You're like, And I have had them link stuff that has nothing to do with what they said. Like, I don't know, the first game to feature jumping was Mario, linked to Eurogamer list of top 100 games that finished jumping, and doesn't mention that Mario's the first one. Like, it's that sort of, just, you've got your citation, brilliant, but it's either wrong, missing, or irrelevant. And it's surprising.
Yeah, but then, and do you just keep that to yourself, or do you edit it?
I get told off for editing Wikipedia page because editing Wikipedia has now got into, it's a club, and if you don't do it right, you get shouted at, like really, really, really. So I remember the Wikipedia page on FortressCraft said something like, the author of the game felt that, and I just edited it, and then someone changed it back, and I go, I am the author. No, I didn't. And he goes, oh, that's original research. You need an external source. And I actually just tweeted the correct fact, and underneath I said, there's your fucking citation. So that is linked on the FortressCraft Wikipedia page. So me tweeting it is fine, but me editing the Wikipedia page is not. And there was
Fair
that.
enough.
It was wasn't the Daily Mail, it might have been the Daily Express. They wrote a story about how a footballer had a certain like superstitious regime before each match, and but they'd made it up. But because they were a credible source, it was okay. Because someone edited the Wikipedia page to say, you know, you have to cite this. So they cited the Daily News article. No, and it was made up, and the Express cited the Wikipedia page. But because the Express is a credible source, they then edited the Wikipedia page to credit the Express as the credible source, even though they had taken it off an incorrectly edited Wikipedia article.
That's a sort of cyclical reference.
Yes.
Well, so the thing about difficult to get someone to understand something when their salary depends on it is by Upton Sinclair, apparently. I have no idea who that is, but among their other quotes was fascism is capitalism plus murder.
Oh. Is that true? Were the Nazis
Dunno.
much about capitalism? Shaka, you've got right of way, man.
Yep.
Can't get your foot down.
Is fascism always a pejorative term, or did people proudly call themselves fascists at any point?
Ooh, that's a good question.
There can be a definition, and then you can have some people fulfill the definition against their wishes.
Yeah, but
I think any worldview that is based on punishment can be argued to be a kind of fascism.
Well, no, because right-wing politicians are very much for the death penalty. But in the same way that in most of Europe, socialism is a good word, but in the US, it's just a bad word.
So that's because they're so anti-life, right? They're pro-life. Oh, I don't know.
It's because socialism ends in ism, and so does communism, and communism is bad. So the end.
No, I was making the point about, they have sort of conflicting thoughts on abortion rights versus death penalties.
There was a brilliant one, actually.
You can't kill that baby, but I can kill this murderer.
Well, there was a great one recently. It was in Texas, because the Texas with the abortion laws, because life begins at conception. Alright, fine. But a woman therefore tried to apply for... whoa, Jesus Christ, Tad! Slow down for the fucking corner! And the same a woman tried to apply for benefit from the date of her baby's conception. It was told that life begins at birth.
Tad's so ashamed he couldn't speak.
Good. Just not break for the corner.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he was concentrating too hard on going faster than me, I reckon. Pretending to sideswipe me.
That's exactly what happened.
I know.
My car is very broken, Schalke.
You're pitching, okay.
Well, it might work. I'll know if it worked because my steering will suddenly straighten up.
The problematic far-right things, like full Nazi things, that's problematic because it resists concept, it doesn't have a good theory. It's not like it claims something wild, but it makes incomprehensible things.
So it resists scrutiny? Is that what you're saying?
It's a style of thinking that is not very. It doesn't get parsed very well with being claims and things.
I think it's only a pejorative. It's not actually a. It's not
a movement.
No, it's not a governing style you could choose in civilization. I think is my point.
Yeah, but I think that's also why if you say to a fascist, "You're a fascist," they invariably reply, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, the downsides are more obvious, and I would say
I feel
that
like a racist. No racist would go around claiming to be a
death
racist.
penalty.
Wow.
Did they use the example of death penalty? Not not that would fulfill the punishment definition, but would not be fascism. But I would think there is a problem with we are gonna get rid of murderers by punishing people who murder, which has the same kind of flaw that we are gonna get rid of alcoholism by punishing everybody that does alcohol. And there are
the whole of Norway.
Well, I mean, again, I think it was the Texas governor, when claimed on this new abortion law, which means you can't have an abortion even in cases of rape, said, "Oh, we will stop people raping then." It's like, wait, this was in your power and you haven't already done it? Really? Incidentally, Si, I would have assumed in your line of work you've met more racists than me, because I've definitely met racists who are quite proud of that fact.
No, they generally deny it.
Oh. Well, I won't introduce you to any, because I've removed them from Facebook now.
Anyway, I think overt racists are great because you can avoid them. It's the ones that sift you out of the job application pile because your name looks a bit foreign. Much worse.
Now, what gets me is it's the dog whistling ones that don't have the balls to come out. Because you get, I say, a guy who runs my Super and Pretzel group, which I've left because of him, would just come up with comments like, "But what about the Muslim paedophile grooming gangs?" And that's all he'd say. Like, well, what about them? Like, you know, the one
Facebook,
in Birmingham 20 years ago, yeah. And it's like, you know, and then it's like, oh, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. I'm like, come out and say it. Actually come out and say what you're saying. I know what you want to say. And it starts with all Muslims are.
Yes, there you go. They're ashamed of it.
Well, it's not. He just doesn't have the balls to say it because he'll get him kicked off Facebook. That's all. And the amount of, again, I'm amazed Facebook hasn't just put an automatic, because I got a ban for bullying someone. I was like, what? I said something like, you imbecile. I think I called them an imbecile and said they had a monkey brain. But you're not banned for shouting, "Let's go Brandon," because that's the current dog whistle for fuck Biden. You say, "Let's go Brandon," because you won't actually get away with saying fuck Brandon, but Biden. But you can say that. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't mean it. Coward.
News media is the one that did that too.
I got banned from a Facebook group for using the word "arsed."
Really? Wait, in what
Yeah, because apparently...
In what context? Because that is important.
I love having a remote control app on my phone, so it's great for when I can't be asked to go outside and warm the car up or something like that.
That's perfectly fine.
No, it's not, because apparently I agreed to the terms of use for the group when I joined the group, and point number 7 was don't say anything that a BBC newsreader wouldn't say. It took me about 2 minutes to find a clip of a BBC newsreader saying the word arse.
I remember you talking
and then
about
I posted that and got banned for arguing with the moderators.
You should have done the clip from with Jon Snow going, removing the head or destroying the brain.
Yeah.
So I applied to join the official Tesla Model 3 owners group, and they wanted my VIN. I'm like, you can fuck off. That was my response. That's what I typed, and they didn't allow me in. So I found an unofficial group. I'm like, I am not giving you my VIN to join a Facebook group. What the fuck?
Does Facebook make you show pictures of ID for your account, like they tried to do here for a while?
Yeah, absolutely they do. They do it everywhere. There's no try. If you get kicked off and they want you to prove that's your name, you will prove it, or you don't use Facebook.
And apparently your quest becomes a paperweight.
Yes, I've got 2 Facebook accounts, and I'm only a racist on one of them.
Well, my Facebook account is a pun. If you say it out loud, it's pretty obvious it's a fake name, and the picture of me is someone from this person does not exist. Although slightly cropped so that the eyes aren't always in the same place.
I've got my location on Facebook set to nowhere, Oklahoma. And the amount of people who actually think I'm from America, like, what are you on this group for? You're from America. I'm like, dude, I'm from nowhere, okay? It's because I don't want to tell Facebook exactly where I live, you But
I think I've got mine set to Minsk, Belarus, or something like that.
Mine still has my Korean phone number. I'm like, yeah, you can just keep that. That's hilarious.
These cars are quite stressful.
So we got a bulletin around the other day reminding officers and staff to not use their personal phones for business, which has always been the rule anyway. But the thing that had highlighted it was that, let me get this right, so someone had their job phone, the battery had died, so they used their personal phone to contact a victim or a member of the public, and that was all completely legitimate. It was a completely legitimate call and was for a policing purpose and everything like that. But the member of the public then started getting pictures and stuff from the officer in their social media, because the algorithm had associated that officer's phone number with their Facebook account, and sort of done the whole, would you like to be friends with this person and all that stuff.
Because
It's a very good reason not to do it.
I have a professional Facebook account, and it keeps recommending friends to me, and I'm like, it's good recommendations. I'm like, how have you made the link between these two accounts? No, they're friends that I've got on my main account, but not my secondary account, and I haven't worked out how it's making the link. But in some ways...
Oh, look at all those PBs. Lots of peanut butter.
No, I actually had a similar thing, because one of my old guild mates, he was a detective inspector up in Scotland, and he managed to text me something he absolutely shouldn't have, and I was like, yeah, you might want to read that last text back. That it was supposed to be a group text to his officers, and I was like, yeah, that's not meant for me. Why am I in your work phone, was my thought. I think I've dialed down the rig a bit much. I don't think... Either I'm just so used to it, it's so natural it's not doing anything, or I've got to dial up the movement a bit. So you have to wish me luck for the next week. I will be porting Nomancer to the Xbox, so I have to dig out one of my dev Xboxes, boot it up, remind myself how to deploy stuff to it, jump through whatever hoops I have to jump through with Microsoft to get everything working again. And I have a horrible feeling I'll need to go and buy a new Xbox, because this is a first gen XDK, and it's more or less obsolete now. I'm not looking forward to it, but it needs to be done.
So you're gonna have to port it twice?
Huh?
Once to the one that is outdated, and then again when you get one that is actually gonna be good?
No.
Doesn't that mean you're going to lose even more money on Nomancer?
I firmly believe, and I need to prove this with numbers and facts, that Steam is where games go to die, consoles are where you make your money.
Extraordinary claim.
Well, hence the extraordinary proof.
Easy to prove.
Well, it's not.
Yes. Oh, it's easy to measure. Easy to measure.
Yes, easy to measure. So the Nomancer took me 14 months to write, but it'll take me a lot less than 14 months to port. But for that platform, it's a new game. Like, it might as well be completely new and from scratch. So if it makes the same amount of money Nomancer made, then that's twice as much money for much less than... Yeah, I'm hoping it's a couple of % of the original game's effort. I want to port my game to console. This was always written with consoles in mind, specifically the Switch. I have done the Sony dev kit stuff, but not the
Look at that.
Switch stuff. But that's what Nomancer was written for. Was for the Switch.
Do you know anything about Switch development?
I always figured Nintendo was really hard to get approval to make games for.
Very, very easy these days. It's just Android. It's just ARM. It's a piece of cake.
Oh, right, okay.
Really?
Yeah, there's lots of indie games on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh. So they finally broke out of their shell.
Let's not overstate it.
Probably not by choice.
Well, they need to compete.
I wonder how that Steam Deck thing is going to
Oh,
go.
well, I have applied. I'm awaiting.
Before.
I have applied and I'm awaiting my dev kit in the post. Oh, good lap, Tad. Good lap, Schalke.
This car.
I'm waiting for size best lap to pop up.
I like it.
No, I think I already cocked this one up.
Well, it hasn't told me your best lap so far.
Aw.
That's pretty good. So
he's pretty close to
111.2 for the best, 114.5 for the worst. Those are all pretty awesome times.
This is a very good car.
It is. You can really, really brake very hard and take that corner very fast at the end of the straight.
Oh. I figured this was too late for you by now.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
What time is it? Oh, yeah, let's probably do one more. I'm just putting off having to pack my Xbox, or unpack my Xbox tomorrow. Did I ever tell you the story of how I bought I had to buy an extra Xbox for Forge Draft Development networking test. So I bought it from Game. And to make the story easier, I shall say, for sake of argument, the Xboxes were £400 at this point. So I said, hello, sir, I would like to purchase this Xbox. And he goes, He goes, we have an offer on. If you buy a game from EA, EA will essentially give you it in this bundle, and it's £40 off. So you get, it's only £300.
Breaking, Tad.
It's £360.
Oh, Tad!
Really?
I told you I was breaking.
I never saw you. I started braking too. I started braking before you said that because I was paying attention to the racing line instead of you.
Are you still not seeing
like
us
you weren't even in the equation.
Are you still not seeing us at all?
I apparently not. Or I thought I was far enough behind him that it wouldn't have mattered. I guess not.
We're seeing you fine.
Then I will shuffle off a little bit and let you all go. Just stay the fuck. Let me just stay away from you all, for everyone's sake. I'll just work on getting good times.
So,
Shoko, you're not helping by not actually passing me. I don't care what your gentleman's agreement is.
So, the nice man at Game said to me it would knock £40 off the price if I got a free copy of FIFA this year with it. I was like, oh, alright then. So, EA paid for £40 off my console. And I said to the man, as the transactions go through, I said, but I don't really want FIFA. And it's like, oh, did you want to trade it in? I said, oh, yes. Can I trade it in against this Xbox? And he's like, yes. So I got another £40 off because it was a brand new game that just come out. So EA paid for £80 of the dev kit Xboxes for Fortress Craft.
Damn nice of them.
The guy had absolute glee in his voice, like genuinely, yes, you can trade in the free game back against the purchase of your console. It's like, haha,
Does
brilliant.
FIFA get a new domain every year?
I think it's just FIFAthegame.com.
Alright, yeah, makes sense.
Okay, it's on.
Awful.
Oh, that was close.
Fuck you, Tad.
What? I would as far out of my way to not hit you as humanly possible.
I tried to drive straight at you.
Yeah, Tad, if there's anything you can find out, any settings that we can change, we're on the lowest number of packets, which I thought would have given your internet the biggest fighting chance.
It seems to be okay.
Well,
like, I've noticed, y'all are there a lot more than you're not.
Well, okay, but
it's nothing consistent enough I can actually race around. Let's put it that way.
Can you choose where the server is hosted? Like, can we have it in the States?
No, only in Europe. I don't think that'd make the... Well, I guess it knocked 5 or 10 milliseconds off Tad's ping, wouldn't it? But no, that's not an option.
Hey, Tad, have you ever restarted your router?
Not lately.
Maybe you should try restarting your router before you play this game.
I'll keep that in mind for next time. We'll do that next time.
It makes a huge difference for me.
Yeah,
but I don't know what sort of witchcraft your router is that actually needs it like that.
I have a fancy pants expensive router, and I still have to reboot it about once a month because something's gone weird in it.
Furries haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I know from when I'm streaming VR to this, like from Shadow PC, that when it goes a bit wonky and needs a restart, the metric that goes way out of whack is the jitter. I can still be getting a fairly low ping time on average, but the jitters can be sky high, and rebooting fixes that. I wonder if that's what makes my voice sound robotic through Discord when it's doing that as well.
It's not robotic. Robotic's alright. Your issue is out of order packets and massive jumps, which jitter could definitely cause that sort of fucking...
Love following behind Shulka. My times go down so much.
Am I on your way? Am I setting
I just hit 110. Like, even if we have a bad lap, I don't care. I'm still making amazing times just by following you.
Ray should be in second and third gear. This car is ridiculous. No power in second and redlining in third. No power in third and redlining in second.
Well, that needs some tweaking then.
Wow.
That would not be stuck.
Yeah. Oh, that was a really good lap, and I messed up the last corner. I do like this car though, because it's a proper race car. You can really hammer it around. But I had to remember even what email address. I had to use a Hotmail account for Microsoft. So I think it's something like projectgames@hotmail.com. I don't remember the login at all, or what my recovery email is, and all those sort of things. It's been about 2 years since I've tried. That'd be fun.
No, it won't be.
I still haven't managed to get my EA account to link to my Xbox account because it's trying to send the email to the wrong address. I'm pretty sure the address is corrupt in the database, and I don't seem to get through to them. It's not an email address I have access to because it's not an email address that has ever been linked to this account. Wipe it, or send an email to it going, "Hello, someone's trying to claim it back." Like, it doesn't. But none of them, neither EA nor Microsoft, seem to be taking responsibility for this. So I've just given up. It works okay on the Xbox though. So on the Xbox I can play EA games quite fine, but not on PC.
So Nick was telling me the other day that he tried to close an account for something. It's some financial product, cryptocurrency or something like that. And the reason was because he wanted to move some money and there was a really extortionate fee. And so he appealed to the support about this. So your fees are too high. Like, you want to charge me 25 quid to move some X amount of money. And they said, yes, well, that's in the agreement. See our terms. That's the standard fee. So he said, right, close my account, please. And they said, okay, yeah, sure. You want to close your account. So please send us a video of yourself holding up your ID or something, saying the following phrase, you know. And he was like, he was like, get to fuck. Like, I didn't have to do that to create the account. You're not having it now. And they were saying, oh, well, we have to do that to make sure that you're you closing the account. So Nick did what he typically did, which was to read the law and send them the bit that tells them to go and fuck themselves. I think they've closed the account now.
I'll say hi to Nick for me. I haven't chatted with Nick in forever. I don't see him anywhere. He's not on any. I think he's on my Xbox account, and I think that's about it.
He's busy being a dad these days.
Aww.
He's got a while to wait before you can just ignore the kids again.
Now I've got oh god, Biggles. What's his real name? Alan Blythe, I think.
What about Shrek?
Oh yeah, Lochner. Yeah. Have you not seen him when you've been playing Forza? Oh, you've been playing Forza with us, have you? Yeah, I've seen him loads on Forza. And Node as well, and Visa.
Yeah, Pete and Visa, yeah, Dragon.
There goes Tad.
Very occasional Twitter exchanges with people like Popey and Dogmeat and...
Oh, yeah, and...
Whoa.
And, oh, what's Dogmeat's real name? Tom? Nick?
Who?
Dogmeat.
Ian Thompson.
Ian
Tompkinson.
Yeah, he's a reviewer, isn't he, for, not Eurogamer. For somewhere...
Oh, I think my car's broken.
Oh no. It's not my fault, is it?
I don't know. Can't remember.
RAM happened. So lag physics plus RAM.
You need lots of RAM for physics.
Wow.
You shouldn't ram people, but it also the lag physics activates before there's contact, so...
Yeah.
Sorry. How did DJ finish lap 1 in position 2?
Well, I'm in first.
Yeah, but...
Yeah,
when did we go past Izzard?
I followed him until he span off. He span off just for the corner. This corner. Oh, aside, did you see the batteries I've made for my car, by the way?
No.
I'm so happy with them.
I saw him.
Oh, is this the thing that goes in the... Is it the frunk or
in the
boot?
Tesla batteries.
The frunk. I'm really, really pleased with them. I like. I'm a creative person. I like doing little arts and crafty bits and bobs.
I liked the Duracell ones. What did you go with?
Tesla ones, so red and white.
Tesla.
I am actually tempted, by the way, to do some Tesla ones, some Duracell ones as well. Because someone said, what you should do is pull up to a supercharger station, open up the boot bonnet, take the old ones out.
Pull out the Tesla ones and put in Duracell ones.
Duracell ones in. Now, part of it is I do what's colloquially referred to as cars.
That's amazing.
What's colloquially referred to as cars and coffee, and everyone opens their bonnet so you can show off the engine. And I thought it'd be quite amusing to go along and open the bonnet so you can just look at the batteries in the front. I guarantee you at least one person will think it's real. Guaranteed. But if I can find the Duracells are a bit harder because they need to be a black body, so I've got white PVC pipe, which either means I need to wrap it with black PVC vinyl, which I don't like doing, or paint it, which I also don't like doing.
I didn't realise they had any structure to them. I thought they were just like curved bits of vinyl or something.
Oh no,
like just arched over.
They're technically like the fan. It's like a ducting fan PVC, but it should.
Yeah, but I thought they were like half pipes.
No, all the way around. Well, at least I hope, or I'm gonna look like an idiot. But yeah.
Only when you take them out.
But I've designed caps in the anode with holes so you can actually pull the ends off. So I'll actually be able to keep stuff in there. So I'm hoping to keep the charging cables in there. I'm on fire tonight. These are smooth, flawless laps from me. It's 'cause I'm not.
It's all the philosophical conversation.
Yeah, so I'm not thinking about it. But now I'm pushing it as hard as I can, trying to get a better lap. So we'll go raw. There we go. I'm trying to get a 109.
Oh, 113. Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's this corner here. I'm not being brave enough. It's gonna go all very wrong. Let's try. Yes. If I just don't screw up for the rest of the lap, I think I'm onto a winner. It's third gear around all these chicanes. Oh, I think I may have mentioned, I'm not sure I did, people have worked out all of the container ships that Tesla use, and there's a website where you can work out which car is yours and which container ship it's on, so you can track it in real time, which is amazing. I've learned so much about container ships.
That's cool.
Probably teach a container ship driver a thing or two. Pilot, whatever they call themselves.
Well,
Captain.
So there was one bit, there's two Tesla...
We'll get messing with the Suez Canal.
There's
Exactly.
two, right now there's 2 Tesla carrying containers on their way, and they're at about Spain. But behind them is a cruise ship, but the cruise ship has right of way, even though the container ship's at about 250 miles ahead. So they have to wait for the cruise ship to overtake them. Even they basically have to park for nearly a day, because cruise ships have to pull in basically at the right time and leave at the right time, whereas cargo ships don't have such a thing. I was like, oh, I did not know that. Awesome. Well, I am off. Please keep an eye on the chat tomorrow for swearing from me. I suspect I shall be fairly creative. Probably creative swear words and then the word Microsoft afterwards. Thank you for some good racing. The server is fine. I can't turn my projector on. There we go. And yeah, I will. I'd like to get some more people. It'd be nice. Get Esmir and Blood Rose and Rob and Max and Jay and Henry and everyone in, because it's definitely better.
Jay?
It's definitely better with more people, and you're all getting better. And if you can just fix your internet, we're on to a winner. So thank you, internet, for watching, and we'll see you all.